playoffs, if they're going to make the playoffs this year, it's going to have to be the first 4 games of this season.
Whoa, it's tough.
And they're going to decide whether the Cardinals are right or wrong. Well, the Rams are right or wrong.
Yeah. So you think if they start off the season 0-4, then there's just some real problems on our hands here?
Yes, real problem.
Mm-hmm. You'll be happy to know the Blues start off with 2 at home to begin the season. October 8th against the Preds, and the 10th, here comes Calgary.
10%, they kind of and on the road?
No, we start off with 2 at home. The Blues get their first 2 games at home. Predators and Flames.
They got 81. You going to read 82 home games?
They're on the road. The 4 road games.
Yeah.
Dougie's asking you a question.
I think it's on the road.
What?
The game.
On that West Coast trip.
Yeah, the West Coast trip. All those games on the West Coast are road games.
They own that home against Nashville.
That's what I understand. I don't have the schedule in front of me. A lot of games.
And Winnipeg is on the schedule.
Winnipeg is back.
Yeah. What'd you think of that move? What'd you think of the Atlanta club moving up to Winnipeg?
They're going to see them one time.
Just once. You like schedules, don't you, Douglas?
Yes. I just want to know for sure about the first 4 games on the road that the Blues are going to play.
First 4 on the road for the note. Douglas, you'll be happy to know that they go to the Stars. They play San Jose. Oh, it's that West Coast swing right off the bat.
Those are all road games on the West Coast.
They are. When you leave the town, it's road game, yep. All right, Douglas.
And what about San Jose? L.A.?
The Los Angeles Kings schedule. Doug, do you have the Los Angeles?
And with the Kings, the final game of that West Coast trip, Tuesday, October 18th.
We're going to see what happens to the Blues if things don't get turned around. David Payne going to be on the hot seat if the team don't perform.
Just like Spagnuolo and La Russa.
Okay.
A lot of hot seats.
Okay. I got to go now.
All right.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Crouppen, justice is our business.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't. For ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
John, it's time.
For what?
The kitchen. It was fine when we moved in, but that was when we were poor. Now it's falling apart.
Poor? Just because I didn't support your Zen Garden idea doesn't mean we're poor.
These quick fixes the previous owners did just to sell this place is not cutting it anymore.
Okay, let's go.
Where?
To Callier and Thompson. If we're going to do it, it should be done the right way. And honestly, they've got everything we'll need, and I don't want to go to 6 or 7 different stores. What do you say? Babe?
John, they close at 5. You're wasting daylight.
This couple knows what they're doing. Collier & Thompson is first class, top-of-the-line products with high-quality work. If something goes wrong, my guy Matthew will go back and help out. Collier & Thompson remodels kitchens, bathrooms, man caves, office space, bars, wine rooms, even fireplace walls. Their 10,000-square-foot showroom with more than 20 kitchen displays is on Manchester Road in Baldwin, right next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Let Collier & Thompson bring your dream remodel to reality online at collierandthompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com. I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lotman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflotman.com.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobiggs.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis, you are listening to TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess. St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, KG, and O-Town with you on the program. And we invite you to call in on a rainy Tuesday morning to allow us to seduce you. And we will hear you reach climax by voice patterns and breathing patterns, and then you hang up the phone when you're done.
I was told this was a sports show.
You got the wrong
Bad
captain's log.
information? Okay, then.
Rain's over.
I'll adjust.
The rain is over.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been saying that for 4 days, and I feel like I'm lying to the audience.
I told you yesterday it wasn't going to rain. You guys got your round in, right?
It did rain, though.
Well, I don't know what goes on in Illinois.
Well, it rained in St.
clip that
Louis,
off.
too. It's supposed to get really nasty tomorrow.
Well, I'm talking
Really?
about today.
Yeah.
You horse plowing me out here?
No.
Doug, are you horse
Severe
plowing them?
Thunderstorms and everything else.
Well, it
tomorrow.
is indeed.
See that big tornado they had in Sullivan last night?
Did they really?
Yeah. Had a big
Late night
historic
or-
building destroyed.
Oh, wow.
I got up this morning. I had a DM from,
Same guy who's sending you pictures of dark holes.
no, Jake. I think he's #1 big old fan, he calls himself. He said, hope you're okay. I said, what's going on? He says, oh, there's a tornado headed your way. I said, well, I was sleeping. I didn't hear anything. He goes, well, it's over now. I said, okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it got this far north or east.
It was lightning season this morning. It woke me up. Thunder crash woke me up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Lightning crashes live. Was that 1990?
Another year.
I'm going to say 95 because it gets me 94, 96. I don't think it was live in 93. No play on words intended there. Cardinals lose last night. Battlehawks win
Yeah.
4 days ago or something.
You think we'll ever get to the point in human technology
4 days ago or something.
where we can do something about tornadoes?
Like what? Like an iron dome?
I don't know. Who knows? Drop something into the storm like that would quiet it down a little bit.
That's too deep a question at 7:10 a.m.
Okay,
know, how was
let's
this gonna
settle in
go?
a little bit before we get into that.
Yeah, let's
All right.
let's push that to 9.
Just started reading the YouTube chat when that came up.
They just cause so many headaches and tragedies and deaths, and if you could come up with something that would stop those, sure would be nice.
Chairman Kurt's trying to get that YouTube chat going. I see it in there, Chairman Kurt.
Why don't you talk to Mother Nature?
Flip that off.
I had an idea that if you could come up with this, it'd be $1 billion maker.
What?
Some kind of gun, some kind of powerful gun that if it's a really cloudy day and you got something to do, I got golf today, we got a picnic, look at the clouds, it's going to rain, that you can shoot this thing up into the air and it just explodes the clouds and they go away for a day.
A gun?
Deep intellectual things are just my jam.
Just something that go up there and just explode into the clouds and just disperse the clouds.
No, they kind of have the opposite of that. They do cloud seeding now that can cause it to rain.
So you think you could make something that would cause it not to rain?
I don't know. With a gun. of
That'd be
some
the same
sort.
thing with getting rid of a tornado. You shoot it and it just disperses.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, let's work on that.
Okay. That might be better than fusion.
Jesus.
Okay.
My brain's always working.
Mm-hmm.
So far in the show, we've had someone ask, how do you stop tornadoes?
We need to stop them.
And then a gun to stop rain. Red hot start. Red hot.
Stop it, Ken. That's from Chuck Vindaloo. Dumbest idea ever. Patrick and Macalana. Just stop it right now. That's Chuck Vindaloo again.
Well, it's not a dumb
Fred
idea.
from the Poor Part of Nail. Did Ken bring in that laptop today?
I forgot again.
Oh, no.
Busy trying to find for somebody to go to Stevie Nicks.
Oh, you don't have a date yet.
No, my date. It wasn't a date. It was just a friend.
Yeah, sure.
But we planned this like 6 weeks ago.
That's a while back.
And then she forgot that they're moving into their house all weekend and stuff going on. So I said, no problem. So I found somebody, but
So you
But you
did
don't
find
need a
someone-
date.
You found someone else.
no, but I did. But I spent a lot of time yesterday just DMing people back and forth.
Sliding in.
I really don't have any friends.
Clip that off.
But ultimately, you found someone.
I did. Somebody wanted to go. I just put it on Facebook. It sounds like trying to find a date in high school to go to the drive-in.
I thought this was a big contest that people were going to be
Well,
anxious
they
to win
won,
it.
but I'm taking somebody. People
Concert
won.
tonight?
Yeah. People won, and they get to take somebody, their boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, whatever.
Sure.
And then I have 2 tickets, so I was going to take somebody.
Okay. And now you've got a date.
I do. She used to work on this program.
Worked on
Hello,
this
Vivian?
program.
Vivian Azure will join Iggy tonight.
No, she used to work on the station for a period of time on Morning After. Entertainment reporter.
Oh. Well, who would that be?
Jen Whalen. I don't mind mentioning her.
Okay.
Well, she said, she goes, I'll go. I said,
Isn't she
"Okay."
married?
Yeah, we're just going as friends.
Oh, and it's a cuckold scene.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for this nice words. I appreciate it so much.
The only girls I know are married girls.
Now, what's her husband going to think about this?
Is he joining you?
No, I only have 2 tickets.
Is he driving?
I didn't ask her to go. I put it on Facebook.
Isn't this the coalition? That's the coalition.
I probably
Outside
shouldn't.
of Andrea's
I probably shouldn't have said anything. Now
waiting.
people start DMing her. Don't go with her. Don't go with him.
The total package says it's Jen.
It is. Well, if you read my Facebook page.
Oh, you announced it.
I put it on Facebook. I said, I've gone through my Rolodex. Anybody want to go?
You announced who you're going to a concert.
No, I said, who wants to go? Anybody want to go? I have an extra ticket. The person I was supposed to take fell through. Last minute cancellation. Does anybody want to go?
Sure.
And Jen said, oh my God, I'll go. So I DM'd her. I said,
But
you're
what did her
in.
husband say?
I don't know. I don't know her husband.
Did you ask him?
Oh God, I don't know her. I mean, if she said she wants to go, I didn't reach out to Jen. Hey, do you want to go? So I'm sure her husband doesn't care. We're just going as friends.
Did she tell you not to tell the husband?
No.
Is this a secret get-together?
No.
No.
That would have been an early cuck situation.
I think it is.
Is that the girl that the tsunami drop came from?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. I don't know if that one's in the system.
Boy, that'd be a good one.
That's a...
I don't know.
Do you remember that, Doug? I think that was Morning Grind.
Yeah, that was pre-Doug.
The idea of a tsunami excited many or something like that.
Yeah, I do remember that drop. Yeah.
Why she's not on TV in St. Louis, though, she's drop dead gorgeous, and she's good at what she does. She has some YouTube stuff that she did when she was out in California as a reporter.
She was an intern at Channel 4 for a while.
She's very good.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she just reached out and said, I'll go. So I said, okay. We're meeting here, and we're taking the golf cart over, so...
You're taking a golf cart?
Yeah, my friend Corey from DB's is just, said, yeah, come on by.
You're meeting here?
No, I'm meeting at DB's in Soulard.
Oh, you said
have
here.
a cocktail or two.
Okay.
And then Corey's got the golf cart coming out. It fits 6 people, and we just take the golf cart over to Enterprise. Don't have to worry about parking, walking, anything.
Well, look at you. Got everything worked out.
Well, I do things to make it easy as possible for me.
Cut that off.
I've noticed that.
We did that for Gaga. We went to Gaga.
Oh, yeah.
With, we were all in there.
Doug, we were all there.
All in the golf cart.
Me, Carly, Jen the Lesbian, Viking Queen. I think Beer Cats and Lady Beer Cats went. And 2 other people. We just piled
The
8.
big golf cart.
Well, it was cold. It was in February. It was freezing. In that
Well, it's
thing.
got nothing to do with the size of the golf cart.
Yeah, it was big. Well, it fit 6, and then we had 8 in there, but... So that's the plan.
Pretty cozy.
So it should be fun time.
All right.
I think Phil Elfrink won, Chad Weber won, Nick Legate won.
Doug, do you say Legate or Legate?
Well, I say Legate.
Nick Legate's going, and then somebody I don't know won, because recovering alcoholic can't go. So Jesse picked 2 other people that I've never heard of.
So you're like the host of this whole shebang.
Well, I may talk to him. I don't know.
You're not going to talk to the other people as you ride in a golf cart with them?
We'll talk. I'll have fun. I'm a guy that loves the people. I love the listeners.
Yeah, and for such a big star, that's unusual.
I'm not bringing pictures with me, but
They'll have to take their own.
I'm not signing. Just talk.
No signing tonight. When you're there, who's going to be the bigger star, you or Stevie Nicks at the Enterprise Center?
Probably Stevie. She might be listening. She doesn't go to bed at like 8 in the morning.
You think she's listening to this?
Maybe she's just in her hotel room just flipping around the dial and, what are these guys talking about?
Finds HD2.
Doug, the hotel rooms with the radios with HD2.
I don't know how
like
she's...
a Victrola?
Yeah, maybe she's got her... Maybe she's like Tim, likes to listen to podcasts. She's just scrolling around. What's this TMA in St. Louis? Let's listen to what they're talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Talking about you, Steve. We're going to see you tonight. Thanks.
Stevie, call in to the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004-TMA. If you just want to text in, and I'm sure she will, Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty, text inbox 314-881-TMA5, or email in, and you compete with JV golf coach and Brian Henshin for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Design Air is online at designairservice.com. That's Seth Goldcamp. Get your air conditioning ready for the warm weather months, Doug. But sweet mother of mercy, when is this rain going to stop? I'm starting to get to be a Banty Rooster, and you're telling me it's going to get worse tomorrow?
I think it's supposed to get really violent tomorrow.
Jesus.
Late
I
afternoon.
didn't read that.
I see 55% chance of more rain today, 55% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow, according to my phone, and then it's supposed to just be sunny, but I thought I said that last week, and now we have with this going on this week, eh?
If we could just get that gun to shoot down these clouds.
You only need AC today. It's going to be like 82, 83.
DesignAirService.com. Doug's a client, Eggy's a client. I'm a client. Work with Seth Goldcamp, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jackson, how do you feel about a QFTA today?
Strong.
Send your emails in for QFTA, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. We will do that, we have a sales meeting after Balloon Party, I believe, right? So, I don't know, somewhere in the 12 o'clock hour. On YouTube, and then the Tim McKernan Show podcast feed. Design Air, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jeff Lottman, sponsor of the text inbox, online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, he texted me about a home yesterday, is what he did. Jeff Lottman. Homes are going on the market left and right. Are you looking to buy? Are you looking to sell? Maybe you're looking to do both of them. Well, here's the answer. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Jeff Lottman is with Compass Realty, and he's a loyal TMA listener. So if you're looking to buy or sell, work with Jeff at Compass Realty, the #1 luxury real estate broker in the St. Louis area, with connections all over the world. And luxury isn't about a price point, it's about an experience. Let Jeff, in his 25 years and $500 million in sales of experience, take care of you. JeffLottman.com, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Jeff Lottman, Compass Realty. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour and the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Jamie Burkhardt has got this deal for our audience, $589 per month, 48-month lease, 2024 Acura MDX Premium, no money down. No money down, and you can be driving a 2024 Acura MDX Premium for $589 a month. And you're working with the best, and the best is Munganess, and it's online at stlouisacura.com, and it's online at altontoyota.com. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Work with Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess, and then in the service department, Ryan Seiberg. Even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get it serviced at Munganess. stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. And not every Munganess broker is a sponsor of TMA. It's Munganess St. Louis Acura,
right?
Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Those are the ones we go to, stlouisacura.com, Alton Toyota.
That's where my Highlander comes from, Alton
There you
Toyota. What a great car that is.
altontoyota.com, stlouisacura.com, 314-252-0029. Doug, the Cardinals win last night. That is now
they got clipped.
Okay.
They lost. You got bad information on that and the rain. They got clipped. Lost again.
Why do you say that?
Well, Harrison Bader and the Mets got him. 4-3.
It's good to see him battle, though.
Good. Thank you.
Well,
holding rights.
Good outing by Gibson.
Think about that.
Yeah.
But again, a couple of, 2 in the 7th, but other than that, 2 hits, 3 hits. They just can't hit.
But now take a look at these Reds who've lost 5 in a row and starting to battle the Cardinals for the cellar. Cardinals are
kind of fun to watch.
They're
Good
going to ask
battle.
no quarter or give none.
If they can just
I like that a lot. Can you say that again?
They ask no quarter and they give none. Not sure exactly what it means. I've heard
love
that
it.
for years.
Now, Doug, if they can just outpace the Reds for the bottom of the NL Central, which is the most bustling division in all of baseball.
Yeah, it's starting to have its correction as 3 of the 5 franchises are under 500. There was that time where are all the people who said the Central's going to be no good? It's starting to settle in. Brewers lost 3 in a row. We're starting to see it as 3 of the 5 teams are below 500.
Yeah. If we can just stay cold, we can lose this baby.
But if they can just outpace the Reds, they'll be in prime position to strike.
I think so. They're laying in the weeds right now.
Yep.
All of these losses will pay huge dividends come September.
Thank you for saying it.
You want to string as many L's as you can together here in May.
What'd they say before the season? Getting someone like Kyle Gibson will help us learn how to lose, essentially. Handle losses better.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Here is Oliver T. Marmol, Doug, on the festivities last night at Busch in front of a packed house.
Big crowd.
No, we weren't. I thought early on at bats weren't great. We did have able to string together some there. There were some good swings. Herrera took a good swing that got caught. Goldie, nice line drive to right. But overall, early on, I didn't feel like the bats were extremely competitive. As the game went on, we had that good inning that you mentioned, and then we ran into a pretty good bullpen. They've done a nice job. It's hard to score on that back end. So I felt like we competed better, but it still wasn't what was needed tonight.
When you look at where this season is at this point for you all, can you take this as progress and build, or does it need to be go from here?
You're always looking for progress, but we got to go. Yeah.
But at some point, does it start to bear to weigh on the pitching staff when you're not scoring runs?
It's part of the game. At some point, we got to get going. But no, those guys are mentally tough. They're going to continue to do what they do.
How do you get that going earlier? How do you get what you want earlier? What are some ways that can happen?
Yeah, there's not a magic button, man. There really isn't. I'd love to sit here and tell you the perfect answer. If there was one, the guys would be doing it. It's individual, and it's a matter of stringing it together, and that's what we've had trouble with. Certain guys did do a better job and feel better coming out of tonight's game than they were even 2 nights ago. But it's stringing it together, 1 through 9.
From Derek Gould's story this morning in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, in 35 games this season, the Cardinals have scored exactly 3 runs 11 times and 3 or fewer 22 times. In those games, Doug, they are 6-16.
Okay. So runs are important.
It's literally the only thing keeping them from being good.
Think about that.
More of them.
It's literally just score 3 or 4 runs a game, and you have a considerably better record. Like light years better record if you just score 4 more runs a game.
Right.
It's not much. It's not much.
Even 4 as opposed to 3.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
100%. 4, you're going to extra innings.
5 would be better.
Nice.
5 would be lovely.
2, not as good.
I feel bad for the sports writers. I mean, they got to ask the same questions every night. This team is so bad. I mean, poor Derek Gould, the question, how do you get him going? Like, he knows.
How about poor Ollie? What's he supposed to say at this point?
Yeah, it's
I
just
got
the
a team
same
full of
every
guys
night.
you can't hit.
I think he's like right there. You could kind of sense a little frustration. Essentially, more like fatigue. Like there is no magic button. There's nothing he can do. Like what? Like he scream at Paul Goldschmidt, going to go in there and start breaking things. Like what can you do to make a major leaguer hit a baseball?
Only one team in baseball has scored fewer runs than the Cardinals. So when the Cardinals get a chance to play the White Sox, they should be able to take care of them.
Yeah, Doug.
The White Sox have 102 runs. The Cardinals have 121. So
I saw the stat yesterday where their biggest problem is they can't hit the fastball. They got like the lowest batting average in baseball against the 4-seam fastball. They can't hit it.
That's a problem.
They can't catch up to it. And what's Dylan Carlson doing batting 5th? This guy hadn't had a hit yet this year. He hadn't played all year. You got a team that can't score. He didn't hit it all last year. This is your number 5 hitter right off the disabled list?
I was wondering the same thing, and I had forgotten about that. What? For real? What in the hell is that?
I don't get it. I don't know what they're doing. It's like they want to make sure to let us know they're smarter than everybody else, and whatever we think they shouldn't do, that's exactly what they're going to do.
You mean like extending Marmol?
That sort of thing, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
The only 2 people on this team that can hit are both our catchers.
Yeah, they're not
Mason
bad.
went on a nice April. It's cooled off substantially.
Yeah.
Doug, Paul Goldschmidt is hovering around the old Mendoza line now. He is at 203 for the record. Paul Goldschmidt will turn 37 on September 10th. 0 for 3 last night, 0 for 4 on Sunday, 0 for 5 on Saturday, 0 for 3 on Friday, 0 for 3 on Wednesday, 0 for his month of May.
Well,
He'll get hot.
those are just numbers.
He's hitting
That's all they are.
a cool 203 with 0 pop as well. Like a useless bat in the lineup.
It's a cautionary tale about giving big money to older players, especially in an era where about the 5th inning on, you're seeing nothing but 98-mile-an-hour fastballs. If you lose just a little bit of speed as an older player, you're going to have a hard time hitting, I think. it was a little bit different when the game was a lot of breaking balls and curveballs, and you could kind of be smarter than the pitcher maybe and still be highly positive guy in the lineup. I'm not sure that that's going to be the case for very many guys now as they hit late 30s, even early 40s, if you can catch up to the 100-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah.
Isn't that usually when they, they're big on legacy? So wait till he gets under 200, then sign him to a 2-year extension to end his career as a Cardinal.
Nothing would make me happier if they announced a press conference today and the press conference is extending Paul Goldschmidt. Oh, my God.
$35 million a year.
No, oh, my God. I couldn't imagine. But that, I'm saying that as a joke, but there is a possibility that will happen in the next week or two.
Could, yeah.
Probably more likely than anyone losing their job.
Well, hey, I don't view not being able to hit fastballs isn't a huge problem. It's only the most common pitch in baseball, and it's been thrown to these guys constantly since Little League. Doug, that's from the parking lot on a trike, Lil Tommy Tribbins.
Well, even if you know it's coming, if you can't get around on it, it doesn't do you much good.
They just, especially Goldschmidt, they're just not seeing pitches well. Like taking a lot of pitches right where you think you'd hammer it and then swinging a crap outside the zone.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not seeing it at all. And that is even a bigger issue because if they were just making hard outs or constantly making contact, it'd be one thing, but they're whiffing.
Well, it does seem like every one of them stands up there and swings for the fence.
Well, it's working. They are hitting home runs.
Donovan, all of them. Even the small guy, the table setter types, are up there just swinging as hard as they possibly can. Doesn't matter the situation. 2 strikes, outside pitch, whatever. Just swing as hard as you can.
Well, it's really fun to watch.
I do enjoy Dylan Carlson's hitting fifth. I don't feel like he was doing that when he was healthy.
No, he didn't hit a lick last year.
But, I'm saying, I don't think that's where they put him in the lineup.
At his best, he's not a fifth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So let's bring him back, and, like the way that this has been hyped up, we got Carlson coming back. Watch this.
It's like a
Norm
trade.
Stewart.
Throw your hands up.
Meanwhile, Edmund put on the 60-day. Is that what I saw yesterday or 2 days ago?
Edmund was.
Yeah.
Probably backdated.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's Saturday that Goldschmidt hit 7th, 8th.
Did Paul Goldschmidt bat 8th on Saturday?
I think they dropped him way down the lineup.
Maybe 5th.
Saturday or Sunday. I think he was below 5th.
Ben caught Goldschmidt 8th. Lord.
But at least they got some
Early May.
young stars coming up like Jordan Walker. No, wait. He got sent back down.
Victor Scott.
That's the real depressing thing is it's not like they have a whole crew of young stars ready to just take over like the Reds or even the Pirates have got some brilliant young players.
Goldschmidt hit 3rd on Saturday.
I gotta look. He was maybe it was Sunday.
On your phone.
Maybe he was down the lineup.
Lou Korak tweet that out.
And you gave him a creepy.
Well, we thought they had some really talented young players coming up in Gorman and Walker. We thought they had middle of the order
they'll
guys.
They'll perform once they get to another
stars.
organization. Goldschmidt hit 3rd on Sunday.
They'll be Hall of Famers when they go somewhere else.
Yeah, some like Walker, jury's obviously still out on that one because he's only 21. But young pitching is what really concerns me.
The Jordan Walker thing is a monster story. Monster story. Goldschmidt hit 3rd on Friday as well. Did he hit 8th in Detroit just to...
I'm not going to look that far.
No, he never hit 8. They wouldn't do that to him.
I just was looking at the box score. I said, what's he doing way down there?
Maybe pinched hit or something. He took the day off. Pinched hit.
Maybe it was. He had a day off and he pinch hit and he took that guy's place. I don't know.
Yeah, could have been.
Maybe I thought I saw it. He should be hitting 7th or 8th.
Well, in a good lineup, he probably would.
They suck and no one cares. Let's talk dirt star picks, or honestly, I'm fine with Ken breaking down his DM frenzy. That's from the Illsider.
Well, it wasn't a frenzy.
So a bunch of women saw that you were putting these tickets for sale and that you got DMs, really?
Only one DM from a woman. Bunch of guys. But I didn't specify on the Facebook post. Girl want to go. I just said anybody want a ticket. So a bunch of guys were DMing me, but I waited till a girl and hoping one would reach out.
Goldschmidt hit 5th in the Tiger series.
All right, well, it's not usually where he hits.
No,
That's true.
He dropped
That's
a little
Carlson's spot. We all know it.
Dropped a little bit.
Guys, the Cardinals have a ton of young talent. They just play for other teams. The good news is you can actually watch them on TV a lot easier than a Cardinal game. It's quite a little operation. That's from Milagro Tequila Texter of the Year 2023. His name is Arbor Day.
It's like the Twilight Zone.
And it seems to all go bad right at the major league level. I mean, it sounds obvious, but they just can't take that next step. They tear it up in AAA. They get to the majors here, show some promise early, and then just fall off the cliff.
Yeah. Monkey see, monkey do. I mean, everyone around them, the guys in front of them aren't hitting. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is.
Yeah.
It has to be either development or evaluation, something.
Walker is hitting 240 through 25 at-bats so far in AAA. So we got that going for us, too.
Yeah.
It's from the 314. The same team in a different organization's uniform isn't in last place. They'd prosper elsewhere. That's from Larry Thornton.
I don't know.
What's Doug's guy doing?
Insert yawn drop here. That's from Caller Ellen.
Oh,
She is
come
not
on,
happy.
Ellen. Come on, Elsie.
What's your guy doing down there, Doug? Luke and Baker.
I don't know. There was another guy that couldn't have had a better year last year at AAA. Came up to the majors.
Didn't Stephen Wildwood talk it over with him outside the ballpark? I thought there was a story about those two running into each other.
I mean, he probably would have won the AAA Triple Crown last year had he stayed there all year.
That was really important to me. And
Have you got the stats there, Iggy, from the Memphis Redbirds? Just looking up batting orders.
No, I'm done with the batting orders.
We've already conquered that topic.
W's.
No, let me look at Memphis. I was looking at Mason Wynn. He's hitting 270. He's the guy we were worried about at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
He's the one.
He didn't hit last year.
He did pretty well.
He looks all right.
They need pop. They need someone to start hitting dingers, not named Wilson Contreras.
Burleson won a AAA batting title. He's a 240 hitter.
He rolls
now.
over damn near every pitch.
Yeah.
Just roll over. High chopper.
You think the problem could be that they're just so caught up in swing playing and elevating the ball that they don't think about hitting line drives. They don't think about avoiding the strikeout. They just all swing from the heels and try to hit the ball out of the park.
Bernie Miklas wrote what I think is a great column. It's my kind of column, but I mean, I also realize it probably isn't all that fascinating because it's data-driven for many in the audience. But just to answer kind of the rhetorical question you're posing, he wrote about this yesterday on scoopswithdannymac.com. Number one, the Cardinals aren't aggressive about swinging at the juiciest pitches. The Cardinals have been offered meatball pitches 8.2% of the time, and that is the second highest percentage among the 30 teams. But the hitters are only swinging at them 73% of the time, and that's the third lowest rate among the 30 teams. So they're getting juicy pitches thrown right down the middle, but yet they're swinging at them the third lowest amount of time in baseball. I mean, what an odd indirect correlation that is. So there's one. The Cardinals are not hitting the ball hard. They rank 25th in hard hit rate and 26th in barrel rate. So that is a major problem. If you are
tied to the first stat, you're not hitting the pitch you should be hitting.
They're not swinging at it. But secondarily, for those who play daily fantasy, some may allocate dollars to gambling based on this and prop bets. A way to get ahead of a curve, so to speak, on a player is their barrel rate. That's a guy who's on. It's kind of the equivalent to form in golf. And if their numbers haven't tracked yet, if they are barreling a ball, they're on. Inevitably, that's going to lead to some power numbers and some extra base hits. Number three, the Cardinals are weak against four-seam fastballs. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Opponents have figured it out because 33% of all pitches thrown against the Cardinals are four-seam fastballs. That's the sixth highest rate in Major League Baseball. And the Cardinals are hitting 202 against four-seam fastballs, and that ranks 29th in baseball and last in the National League. The Cardinals are slugging 303 against the four-seam fastball. That's also 29th and last in the National League, and only 3 teams have struck out more often than the Cardinals against four-seamers. If Cardinal hitters are easily overpowered by the most basic and extensively used pitch in the majors, then why would you expect them to suddenly erupt for big runs scored totals? And finally, the Cardinals aren't pulling the ball in the air, and that is unplugging their power. I wrote about this after the 2023 season when addressing Paul Goldschmidt's drop in power. From a hitting approach standpoint, it came down to one thing. Goldie wasn't pulling enough pitches and launching them, and too many of his teammates are doing the same thing now. It's a strange epidemic. Pull side power is the most lethal power. That's nothing new. It's been the case for as long as the stats people have been tracking it. So why are the Cardinals so poor at doing this? This season, the Cardinals have pulled only 50 fly balls in fair territory. How about that? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That's the lowest number in the majors by a team, and not surprisingly, the Cardinals have the fewest home runs in the majors on pulled fly balls. They've only hit 13. We talk about Contreras hitting the dead center home run. Here's the individual scorecards on pulled fly balls. Again, I think this is a great column. I know it's super data-driven, but you want answers as opposed to takes. Here you go. Nolan Arenado, he has 9, 1 home run with the pulled fly ball. Brendan Donovan, 8, 3 home runs. Contreras, 5, 2 home runs. Goldschmidt, I mean, that's damning. 5, 1 home run. Herrera, 5, 3 home runs. Gorman, 3, 1 home run. That's a problem. Lars Nootbaar, 3, 1 home run. Wynn, 3, no home runs. Victor Scott, no home runs, but 3. Burleson, 2. That's also not great considering what his role is or supposed to be with 1 home run. Jordan Walker, 1. No home runs. That's right. Walker pulled 1 fly ball to left field this season before he went to AAA Memphis. Last season, he pulled 23 fly balls to left, and 11 went for home runs. So, again, that's Bernie Miklasz with what I think is an outstanding explanation of this. You know, it gets away from, you know, the DeWitts are cheap and Ballpark Village and Marmol and his press conferences. It's an explanation. Might not get you much likes, but it's the information that explains what is an epidemic amongst this team. And it also would tell you is this isn't something that is likely to turn around. Like, you're not just going to figure it out. This is a decent sample size and an extreme drop.
It's kind of like what I was saying earlier. Like, it seems like they just take great pitches and are swinging at nonsense, and it's a snowball effect from there. Because when you're hitting the bad pitches and you're taking the good ones, you're unlikely to get it on the barrel and pull the ball. And you're not going to. Well, you always say, Doug, here's your reward.
Here's your reward.
No rewards. Yeah. I mean, Paul Goldschmidt has pulled 5 baseballs this season. 5 outfield, 5 balls to the outfield.
Yeah. Can't catch up to it.
He's, a premier power hitter of the 2000s. This is unacceptable,
and
even at his age.
And it looks like they're swinging for the fences at the same time.
Right. Just shows you they're not working on it during batting practice.
Well, no, they don't get the real heat during batting practice anyway. I think there's an emphasis on working the count and trying to walk.
I wonder about that. I agree with you. That would explain the swing rate.
Down the middle, hit it. Yeah. Every pitcher at every level of baseball is taught that the most important pitch is strike 1. They all have the same mindset. I want to get ahead of the hitter. The strike is likely coming on the first pitch. Be ready to hit that first pitch. If you're thinking fastball and it's in a zone where you can hit it, go after it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's going to run up his pitch count. If you sit there and take, strike 3. It's still strike 3.
Yeah, the guys in the bullpen are the ones who throw 100-mile-per-hour two-seamers that run to your face.
Especially against every pitcher that might not make sense. If you got a guy who's all over the place, and then you're a little bit more patient. But most of these guys can throw a strike when they need to. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe to get out of this funk, they need to go up there and start flailing away more, not less.
They need to put you in the uniform.
I wouldn't mind that.
Coaching, first base.
Just a fungo,
stack of $1 bills.
Fungo bat in your hand.
By the way, Luken Baker, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs, hitting .227.
Well, 6 home runs would be better than anything the Cardinals have.
What makes you say that?
Because none of them have 6.
Your thoughts are welcome, 314-881-TMA5. And you're also welcome to call in, like Caller Ellen has decided to do. She was yawning, Doug. She sent in a text saying yawn.
She checked out.
Was she yawning? Callier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA. Caller Ellen, one of the numerous ladies calling into today's program. Good morning, Caller Ellen.
Hi, gentlemen, and I sent that a long time ago. So,
what were you yawning at?
Context.
Yes, but that's what I want to know. So, what were you yawning at?
It really wasn't Iggy's fault. It was everyone's fault for continuing to ask him about the Stevie Nicks stuff. It was like, just move on.
We're interested.
But, God forbid, I thought you were yawning about the baseball
Not interested.
Talk.
You just couldn't think of anything else to talk about.
I'm interested in Iggy's social life.
The program.
Well, we're on Cardinal Talk now, so that's what I call it to talk about. And it's not any great shake, so get ready, all your little texters. But I just, Tim, I love it that Mosaic, his big statement of last week was, wait till Dylan Carlson gets back.
It's such a strange thing that is now being held up as the solution.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean he's the Tyler O'Neill of 2024, and then he'll go somewhere else in a year or two and just absolutely tear it up, and we'll be like, gee, what went wrong? And that's really all I called to say, because when I heard that last week, I just was like, oh my God, is this what we've come to?
Do you think Iggy should be going to see Stevie Nicks with a married woman?
Say that one more time.
Do you think Iggy should be going to see Stevie Nicks with a married woman?
Sure.
Okay. You're in the clear, Iggy.
I should have thought about Elsie. I should have asked Elsie to go.
You sure should have.
Yeah, what if you would have gotten the invite, caller Ellen?
I don't know. I think it would actually have to happen, and then I would have to contemplate.
I don't have your number, so I would have called you, though. That'd be fun. Just
fair.
You and I are just friends. It'd been a fun show.
Yeah, no, I am a huge Fleetwood Mac fan for sure. Not as much Stevie solo, but yeah, Fleetwood Mac the band. Hooray.
All right, so it's still out there.
Boys.
If this other gal cancels.
I've worn out my welcome.
No, you haven't.
Never.
You're fine.
Yeah, you're a friend of the feather.
I know, but as much as I love Stephen Wildwood, and by the way, Stephen Wildwood did me a major, professional solid several weeks ago, and I couldn't remain more grateful. I just don't have he can really get on the phone and talk for a while, and I just don't have that ability.
No, you're doing fine. We always enjoy your calls and your chit-chat.
Oh, that's such a lie, but that's okay. Thanks for giving me an outlet.
Thank you, caller Ellen. Doug, there she is.
Good, Elsie.
Collier and Thompson phone lines. You're welcome to call in as well. Obviously, mainly we get female callers on this show, 636-9004-TMA. And, of course, texts at 314-881-TMA5. An email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. James Carlton was in studio yesterday. He is online at carltoninsurance.net. He's my insurance agent. Now he's Iggy's insurance agent. And I think Jackson's making the switch to James Carlton as well. It's unbelievable what's going on as everybody makes the switch to James Carlton and goes, man, why didn't I do this any sooner? Make the switch. They do all the paperwork for you. You'll be thrilled with the results. I know I am. I've been a client for 5 years. Great customer service. And has your insurance gone up in the last year? I know a lot of people have experienced that. Give James and his team a chance to save you money. Have kids under 25 on your insurance policy? Well, this is where James saves people the most money. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. Jackson, tell me about your heart. Tell me about your heart.
I mean, you can see now, Doug and I are on YouTube.
It's not a pompadour today, I don't feel like.
You've got twice the volume.
I'm telling you.
It's really, something's happening. It's real good. And it's thanks to our friends over at St. Louis Hair Restoration. Now, Doug, yesterday, Chairman Kurt posted a few videos of you on the golf course. And I swear, I looked at the comments, I swear, almost every comment was commenting on how good your hair looks, about how much different it is, and how...
It's starting to take on a Trumpian look to it. I probably ought to cut it back just a little bit.
Have you gotten that front cut?
Oh, yeah.
I assume.
I got to get it cut.
It does look like it's thicker than the hair, which I guess would stand reason it is. Because that's from the donor area.
Yeah.
So it's going to be thicker.
And more voluptuous at that, Tim.
I like that. You like voluptuous? You like where you insert an M in there? I like that. It makes it hotter. That's right, but it's still hot when you say volum. Yeah, it's all right.
It's like a little tip, It's like $2 tip at the end. 20%, Doug. Always 20%.
Yeah.
And you can tip yourself by going to St. Louis Hair Restoration. Might be some low impact like me, low intensity. Finasteride every morning and a little laser cap I wear for 6 minutes a night.
That's it, 6 minutes?
Yeah, watching Hoop Rock. You forget it's on there. It buzzes.
What about the finasteride?
Super easy.
Is that right?
Yeah, you get it at your local pharmacy and get like a 2-month supply.
Tiny little pill.
Hoop.
Just like that.
And then you move on. And then something like Doug got, an FUE procedure, that is, the proof's in the pudding there. Look at the mayor of Tuftown.
Yeah.
Someone called you the chancellor of Tufts University.
I like that a lot.
I do. And the governor of Miss Harry. Yeah, with the FUE procedure, you go in early in the morning there to the office at Big Ben and Kirkwood Road, big medical building there, and they shave the sides and back of your head and then the donor area where the new hair is going to go. And then they pull out the technicians come in, two of them together, pull out the hair follicles that are in the donor area. And then Dr. Christopher Polinga comes in, has done this for many years, and he surgically puts them exactly where you're going to need them. You don't feel a darn thing. They numb it up, and they numb it up real nice like. I didn't feel a darn thing through it all. You look at the pictures, people say, oh, I bet that hurt. It doesn't hurt. You know, it doesn't look great for a day or two, but you just wear a baseball hat or something, golf hat, whatever, over your head for a week or two, maybe 3 weeks or so. Then the hair starts to grow out. And then in 6 months or so, you'll notice a lot is growing. And I'm almost up to a year. I'm about 11 months, 10 and a half months maybe. And they say it doesn't all come in till almost a year later. And you can see now I got more hair than I've ever had in my life. It really does work. Works great. Dr. Polinga and the founder, Greg Kreiling, both patients of their own product. They know that it works, so they've had it done themselves, and I can tell you, it sure worked on me. Again, if you're looking for the website, stlouishairrestoration.com.
If you want to get work in, whenever it stops raining, go to Family Golf and Learning Center. But even if it is raining, they have the double-decker driving range, so you can hit balls even when it's raining. Family Golf and Learning Center is a premier golfing facility for all abilities and ages. It provides a friendly and encouraging practice experience for the individual or the family. Player development includes monthly clinics, adult clinics, summer camps, fundamentals, learn to plays, accelerated golf camp, and private instruction. And they have a PGA Junior League as well. On-course programs like ladies' leagues, couples leagues, and parent-child scramble tournaments. Family Golf features a double-decker driving range, best driving range. And if you want to play around but short on time, their par 3 course is the place for you. Beautiful 9-hole par 3 course. They have club fitting as well. Get fit for a new set of clubs this year. Single clubs as well as full bag fittings. Family Golf and Learning Center. We make St. Louis better at golf. Learn, practice, play your best golf. It's familygolfonline.com. Go out there and experience that short game area. Sweet Mother of Mercy, is it glorious? It's Family Golf and Learning Center. Jackson, do you wear the hair bonnet in front of the lady? You don't wear a bonnet, do you?
It's not a bonnet.
That's from the Hunchback of Von Castle.
It kind of looks like a batting helmet.
All right, really?
Yeah, it kind of looks like I'm about to take some cuts.
Have you worn it in front of her?
Yeah.
Is it arousing?
I wouldn't say that. She finds it comical.
Does she wear it?
No.
But it works on women, too, doesn't it?
I'm sure it does. Certainly works on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She finds it comical. She doesn't
Really?
find it appalling.
Does it get warm up there, your head? Does it get warm?
Yeah, what about that? No. What about that, bro?
You don't feel a darn thing.
No. I see. You kind of forget it's on.
Total Package is not happy. Iggy is on his phone. He sent that at 7:47, and then at 7:49 he said he's still on his phone.
I am.
You're being tattled on.
Well, you can see it on the YouTube. I'm on the phone. I was taking care of a text while you were doing live spots. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
What are you doing right now?
Total Package, call and let us know what you're doing
Yeah, I
right
can't
now.
see you. What are you doing now?
Jackson and I are just over here growing hair.
That's right, and I'm not.
But you're thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it. I might need to go in there and see Dr. Kreiling and Dr. Polinga and say, hey, check out my donor hair, bro.
Yeah. Now, they'll check it out.
Jackson does the helmet double as a thinking cap when you're in your 48-hour anal review period. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
I assume it could.
An anal thinking cap? Is that what those are called?
I don't know why, but I have a feeling that'll be the title of this.
Yeah, when did you bring that up? 3 years ago?
Yeah, on the podcast.
Do you wish you had that putt back, or are you happy with it?
You know, it's not about making right or wrong decisions. It's about making a decision and making sure it's the right decision.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Doug.
Boy, that was deep.
Poignant.
Yeah. You control your own destiny. So, you know, for as many putts as I wish I had back, I'm glad I put some putts out there. Can't have it both ways.
No.
Nobody's perfect.
No, they aren't.
Except him.
Thank you. Clip that off. That probably should be like a promo or something like that. Okay. You morons are burying the league. Tell us about Shot for Shot, Doug, from yesterday's Fan Page Club Championship. He agrees that's the lead.
Oh, that's not.
Doug, you want to go shot by shot? I have your shot tracer up here.
No, I don't want to relive that.
Dogtown Ty, the defending champion.
Yeah.
Who won?
He did.
Yeah, but we're going to go shot by shot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not going shot by shot. There'd be too many. It'd be almost 100 shots.
Did you give him a match at least?
I think you lost
It was
2 and 1.
close. Yeah, I was
think.
up by 1 after 9 holes.
How about that?
Wow, you're winning going to the back?
That putt on 8, Doug.
Let's pull up the putt on 8.
Okay.
Jackson, pull that up. Let people see it on
Back
YouTube.
9, I just couldn't hit the ball squarely. I couldn't. I get no distance. I was hitting behind the balls. I don't think I flushed an iron the entire back 9. I just couldn't hit it. Couldn't hit it solid.
What'd you do on 10? How'd you play
pull
10?
up 10.
I don't remember.
He went into the water.
Oh, yeah. It was the only penalty shot I took, I
What'd you
think,
hit
of the
your
day.
driver or were you laying
Yeah,
up?
I hit a driver, pulled it to the left.
Well, you couldn't get over there. Why are you hitting driver?
I can't get over there. I've gotten over
This
there
is why
before.
you need Iggy on your...
You've
He
been
had the 830 Recreator in his bag.
You drove the
And
green?
the app was working beautifully.
You've driven the green on 10 before?
I didn't say I've driven the green on 10.
Well, how'd you go in the water? Right?
Because there's that creek that runs on the left.
Where's the water on the right?
It's a fjord.
The drain ditch or whatever.
The fjord.
That's what I went into. And I looked in there for my ball. There was a serpent in there. There was a snake in there, and his head was above the water.
Was it looking right at you?
Yes.
Ooh.
So you tried to drive it over the bunker into that fairway?
Yes, I've done that before.
Okay. Yeah, I've done that, but I didn't know if you tried
I'm sure
that or
you
not.
have. But I just pulled it to the left.
Okay.
It's interesting how Doug blames zone game while Iggy blames everything else. That's from the Loomster, and I believe he nearly won the thing, didn't he?
I think a couple
I
years
don't know.
ago, runner-up.
Yeah, the 830 Recreator is 0-2.
Well, it wasn't him. He did a fabulous job of caddying. Was helpful a couple times. He said, "You're not getting your backswing. You're not
Oh, is that right?
taking a full backswing." It's okay.
The 830 Recreator has just issued a statement. Let's repeat that, Tim. The app was working perfectly.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, the distances were dialed in, believe you me.
Well, maybe he fixed it. Or downloaded a new app.
Yeah.
The Guardian, not the
I had
Arrow.
a great putt at 16. I was off on the fringe, and after I got done putting, I was still on the fringe. But it was a great putt. It was a greenskeeper's
That's right.
mistake.
That was on 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The greenskeeper screwed
Legal
that
pin.
up.
Or was the flag on 16?
It was on there somewhere.
Was it in the Ken zone?
It was not. It wasn't back left. It was center right.
I just got
on
scared
top
of the
of the
putt.
That
It
completely
was on
changed
top of the
that.
hill. Well, you know what? It would have been. You would probably been in the hole in 2, based on your shot, whenever that was.
Way to go, Sean.
So it's Sean Barnes' fault.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault
Terrible
that I
place.
scuffed the putter.
Excuse me.
It was not
All right.
anybody's fault.
I apologize. Dave in Westchester. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, how you doing today?
Good, thanks.
It sounds like
supposed to
he's
be
going to die.
What'd you do, Tim?
I won. Flip Wilson played really well, and I tipped my cap to him.
Dolph.
I you know what I do? I doff my cap. You like that one? I think doff means more.
I had a nice bratwurst at the turn.
What about the
I
chicken
just-
salad?
I decided against the chicken salad. The bratwurst looked pretty good.
And yeah, when we were riding together, and you thought that bratwurst actually may have had a negative effect.
I think it was. I had to go to the glove on the right hand after the bratwurst again.
Yeah, you went Tommy Two Gloves.
Because of the grease factor?
A little bit, you know.
I would have fed it to you.
Yeah, Chairman Kurt was out there.
Yeah, I was
Yes, he
impressed.
was.
This guy
We
just
did have a
walks in.
couple fans.
What did you think about that? So I mean, I've met Dogtown Ty. I don't know if I've met Flip Wilson before, but I didn't know them by face. And so a guy walks up to me in like the pro shop and goes, "Hey Tim, what's up?" And I'm going, "Oh," I said, "What's up?" I said, "Looking forward to playing or whatever." And he goes, "Oh no, I'm just here to be part of the gallery."
Hell yeah. He knows.
And I immediately thought, "Oh, Doug's not going to be happy about this."
And so he just walked around for 4.5 hours?
He did.
Two of them did, yeah.
That's awesome.
They had a cart, drove around. Yeah, they were nice guys.
You got a cart?
I
did
felt
have
like
a
they
cart.
were walking more than they were riding, but
Oh,
maybe they were
there
riding
was an
too.
extra cart there.
Yeah.
I got to figure out Saturday. I mean, I'm caddying, but I'm not walking. So I'm going to need a cart.
There's no caddy carts.
I'll find something.
Oh, you could walk one time.
10-speed Schwinn.
No,
Just
walk.
bring your car out there like you did at Norwood.
Yeah. Hey, where am I? Get off the fairway.
During a PGA Champions Tour event, Iggy's car was,
No,
on,
it
the,
was-
on the course.
It was,
Yeah, on the cart path.
no, I made a wrong turn and I got out there on the.
That's a really wrong turn. Don't wind up on the cart path. On the course during a major turn.
Can you imagine the staff out there?
I
It's
didn't
like,
know.
is someone driving?
They had
on
us.
the
They had
course?
us parked by the. It was Media Day, I think. They had us parked over, but out by the maintenance shed. I said, what the hell? I guess I'm going right here. And there was another entrance there. And I just pulled into it, saw a sidewalk, turned, and whoops, guys on the tee box.
So how did you back off? There was no
I
turn around,
I had to drive up to the tee box.
right up to the tee box. And then what?
I put my hand out there and I said, hold on. I drove up to the tee box and turned around.
Where did you turn around though?
In the cart path.
There wasn't enough room on a cart path to turn a car.
I went somewhat in the grass, but
You had the car now is on the grass on the course
and then I backed
during
it
a
up,
major
and then I
tournament.
went the other way.
Am I the only listener with a job? How are people going out to watch people play golf in the middle of a Monday?
Yeah.
What do these people do for a living? Doug, that's from the Hunchback of Oncastle.
I assume they're just so fabulously wealthy they don't need to work.
Yeah, they make their own schedule.
It is a good question.
All K1s.
All K1 season.
Maybe they took a vacation day to come out and watch.
The gallery was littered with K1s.
Speaking of which, I follow this account, it's called Country Club Snob on Twitter. I'm not sure. It's like if Mr. Licks had a Twitter account. It's about pay per round clubs, and he's like, there's a shortage of K1s at your club.
Isn't that just a public course, pay per round?
There's some country clubs where you pay per round. That's what the joke is.
Yeah.
No, either way, Doug. Dogtown Ty and Flip Wilson were delightful to spend an afternoon with, along with the gallery. Dogtown Ty's caddy, your caddy, the 830 Recreator, and the app just firing all cylinders. I believe Neil was the gentleman's name who was also in the gallery. And we wound up getting good weather. We were driving over there; it was raining, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" But this is kind of the only day I can play. So if it rains, I'll just have to forfeit.
I wasn't the same after I saw the snake.
That did it for you. I know. And the bratwurst.
The bratwurst didn't help. And on the same hole, there's the snake looking up at me, swimming in the water. I wasn't the same, fellas.
Probably just a baby.
I don't know what it was. But it was a serpent.
How you dress up that bratwurst boy?
Ketchup.
Yeah, the boy.
Oh, God.
No, that's good.
Oh, that's a problem, it sounds like.
Yeah, people scolding me. Oh, how dare you have ketchup on it? What do you care what I put on it?
Now, the 830 Recreator says the ketchup on that brat was the reason you lost it on the back nine.
He wasn't happy either. I can't imagine anyone being upset that someone else would put ketchup on a hot dog or a bratwurst.
I'm with you.
I'm not upset. I just don't know why they put ketchup on it.
They came out from the pro shop 2 different times to scold us about the pace of play.
God, again?
Yeah. Well, it took almost 5 hours. I had to beg off the 18th hole.
In match play?
Yeah.
They didn't understand match play. They didn't tell you to pick it up when you lie 8.
I told Dogtown Ty to pick it up once. He was about an inch away from the cup. He just missed a long putt. Came to rest about half an inch. I said, go ahead. That's good from there.
Yeah, you're a gentleman.
So I was worried about pace of play.
Sporting. Lady Bing winner. I do make my schedule most days. Jealous much? That's from the 830 Recreator.
Well, I think they were talking about the people that came out and watched. It's one thing to come out and caddy. You're helping a guy out, but just to come out and watch.
I always forget there are people that actually listen to this show. And so when people show up to say, hey, I heard you're playing, I go, what? How'd you hear we're playing? Oh, that's right. It's radio.
David, how about a little Popeye's chicken? That good for your golf swing?
Might be better than the bratwurst.
Yeah. I mean, if you could do it over again, would you not get the bratwurst?
No, I'd still have the bratwurst.
But the ketchup, you'd probably go
I'd
mustard.
try to hit the drive straighter so I didn't have to see the snake.
I don't get the free dotem anymore. I used to get that. Somebody be outside or something. Hey, free dotem. I don't get. Now I just get like the UPS guy yesterday. I was sitting on the patio. He stopped. Love the show. Thanks, buddy. I just kept going.
Really?
Against the wind.
That was.
This period is period awful. Period stop. Period letting him. Period him. Period hijack. Period. Harris's brother Matt.
What the hell?
Yeah, come on.
We were talking about the match. I didn't hardly talk at all there.
Oh, you didn't.
My wife has a great job. She won't let me touch her, but she does all right. That's from the total package.
That's nice.
I'd be down for that. Got a wife that didn't have to have sex with me, but worked, and I didn't have to do anything.
All right. Well, I mean, put yourself out there.
All right.
Do you feel any responsibility at all to support others? To support a wife?
Well, not if she wants to work and make a lot of money. And doesn't want to have sex. That's the best of both worlds.
How about that?
I don't have to do anything.
I thought you were the sex king.
I used to be. My heyday.
Now you've retired.
Yeah, pretty much. I really don't care if I ever have sex again.
Wow. Well, I think you're heading in that direction.
I think I've been in that direction for a while.
It's 8:03 in St. Louis. We will close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton, Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Let me let people know that 2060 Digital is a place you can go if you are looking to get your business going digitally. In today's fast-paced world of digital marketing, making meaningful connections with your audience can be a daunting challenge for any business. What if there's a place where connections aren't just made, but nurtured for growth? Enter 2060 Digital, our sister company backed by a 100-year-old media empire, just like 105.7 HD2. It's Hubbard Radio. If you're a business owner or marketer seeking more strategic ways to reach and engage customers, look no further than 2060 Digital. With 12 years of expertise, 2060 specializes in simplifying the complexities of digital marketing. Our team demystifies the process by transforming it from a challenge into an opportunity for your business, whether it's enhancing your brand's online presence, optimizing digital campaigns, or increasing customer engagement. 2060 is here to propel your business forward. Think your business has room to grow? Let us prove it to you. Visit 1057thepoint.com/2060digital to request a complimentary digital audit today. That's 2060 Digital. 8:05 in St. Louis. We close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton, Toyota. 7 o'clock hour. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't. For ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of
The
it!
show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
This is Joe Buck for Sound Story, the perfect Mother's Day gift. When I want to see my dad and hear his voice, I can go online anytime I want. But not everyone has that opportunity. Well, Sound Story makes it possible. This Mother's Day, honor the mom in your life by capturing her life story with Sound Story. Sound Story is a 1-hour interview in which your mom shares her life story with your choice of Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, or Jackson Burkett. Your mother's story will be saved in professional audio and video and will be there for your family forever. Just go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code TMA for 10% off, and you have a Mother's Day gift certificate that will mean the world to your mom and your entire family. Simply visit mysoundstory.com to purchase a gift certificate for Mother's Day and receive 10% off using promo code TMA. That's mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA. Sound Story. For you, for them, forever.
You got to be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Yeah.
Can you hear this? You can't hear this.
Well, what's going on in there?
Oh, you...
Yeah, I tossed those away.
There you go. Take a listen. You'll enjoy this. Ed Herman's in studio here on TMA, presented by Brown and Crouppen. IHOP, 8 o'clock hour. Take a listen to this.
What are you playing, Stevie?
Isn't that good?
It's very good. So just get you fired up?
Who is this?
Doug?
I think it's... Is this Taylor Swift?
I think it is. Early work.
Yeah, not some of her best. But was that from the 06 season? Is that
this is the 06? That's correct.
Yeah, well, this is the laws of deductive reassoning. I'm listening to the roster that she's
absolutely. It's like a little game being played.
Running off, yeah. No, that's a good game. I'll tell. I don't want to throw you off, but if you want to know a really cool game that you can play in the airport to pass time, I've got a great game. But
what we got?
Here's what you do. I do this with my son. Is you wait until a plane comes in, and as the passengers get off, you try to use deductive reasoning to figure out where they just flew in from.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah, you can't ask anybody anything. It sounds boring, and I know that I'm a nerd, but just try it. It's actually like you turn into Sherlock Holmes real fast because half of those people are returning to their home city, and half of those people are coming there from somewhere else. So that's where it can throw you off. A few little hints when you play.
Yeah, what are the tells?
Look for people wearing college paraphernalia and sports paraphernalia. You could start to pin down a state or a city pretty quickly if you see the same thing come up on 2 or 3 people. Before you know it, you've got it. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's one of those things that when you get it right, it's very satisfying.
How do you know when you're right?
That's what I was going to ask.
Well, once you've come to your final answer, then you just go up to the person working the thing and say, "Where did this flight come in from?" And they say, "Nashville." And I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, so not Phoenix."
Oh, so it's a city. It's one big answer.
It's one answer. You got to know, and you got to know the city. It's not enough to know the state, because you get California, you got 20 different airports there. No, you got to nail it. You got to nail the city as specific as possible.
I'll be darned.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Especially I fly a lot. I'm bored as hell in the airport. I got to pass the time. I'm flying again. What's today? Tuesday?
I got it.
I fly
Tuesday
out tomorrow.
The 7th. Oh yeah, where are you going?
Washington D.C.
Oh, nice.
Our nation's capital.
Of course.
That's it. I'm going to see what trouble I can cause there. No January 6th type stuff. More like, I want to do some damage at a place called Georgia Brown's.
What's that?
It's a great restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
If you
What do
ever
they
in
got going on?
DC, oh, my God. It is upscale Southern comfort food.
Oh, Bill.
Best fried chicken I've ever had, at a fancy place. I went there. That's a little tip to you, too. Pro tip. If you're in a fancier restaurant and they offer some traditional comfort food, like a meatloaf
That's a great tip.
or
I couldn't agree more with this take.
It's always top notch.
It really is.
How do you eat fried chicken in a fancy restaurant?
You know
pick
what?
It up
You pick it right on up, because that is the etiquette. I think, my guess is it's a restaurant that probably has its a deep tradition in the Southern congressmen and the Southern senators who have to travel up to D.C. and wanted maybe a little taste from home. And all of the foods on there are all established Southern classics.
Are the price of a fancy restaurant like $85 for fried chicken?
Well, I don't think it's quite that bad, but it's not KFC either. Yeah, it lives somewhere in the in between.
That keeps the older people with their families out of coming into a fancy
Listen,
restaurant.
I say
the fried chicken for $4.95.
Keep the kids out.
I'm surprised fried chicken's on your diet. You've lost how much weight now?
A ton, but but there's nothing that's not on my diet. I can eat whatever I want. I do eat whatever I want. I may not eat a lot of it, but I can also have the ability to be like, if I'm eating something truly great, I don't feel any guilt about that. Just enjoy it. Those are always calories well spent. If it's that good, where you don't want to waste them is the run of the mill. The in and out, nothing meals. The meals that mean nothing in your life. Those are the ones you like, dude, just have a salad, man. And then this way, when the good ones come up, you don't have to feel bad about it.
All right. It's a good way to go through.
Yeah, listen, don't take any advice from me when it comes to that. I'm the classic yo-yo diet, or all I can do is share my failures with you. And if you can learn from them, then that's great.
How have you fallen off the wagon?
Oh, my God. You know what happens? Because I've gained and lost over 100 pounds 8 different times.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
You know that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, enjoy me now. Soak it in now. But you may not recognize me in 6 months. Listen, I don't mean to be defeatist about it. I just am looking at my own track record, and it's piss poor. I think it's like anything else. It's like cyclical. It's like sometimes you're the Yankees in the 1950s, and everything's moving along just great, and then you lose Game 7 in 1964, and you don't go back to another World Series, till 76.
Fire Yogi Berra.
Yeah, things happen. Your man gets hungry, and you know how your system is. If you're a person that fights it. If you start eating, you redevelop those little addictions to sugar, and you get the blood sugar drops, and you start eating things out of control. And people will tell you that about me is I'm a man of extremes. I'm either in hyper control of whatever I'm doing, or I'm in a state of total chaos. That's the same goes true of my spending. Either I'm saving every penny and I'm watching everything closely, or I'm throwing money around that whether I have it or not, like I'm some kind of whoever. I don't do it to impress anybody. It's all stuff that I like to collect for myself. But yeah, I'm kind of bad like that.
Yeah. You know what I found that saved me is low, non-fat Greek yogurt that's plain, the plain stuff, so you don't get any added sugars. You put some blueberries or strawberries in it. It's like eating ice cream.
It is.
Very low in
love
calories,
yogurt.
Very high in protein.
The Greek yogurt, Chobani now makes a 0 sugar. It's 60 calories each. Great flavor. I put just a packet of Truvia in it because I think Truvia is by far the best of all of the artificial sweeteners. I don't even think it's close, quite frankly. I don't know why they do the other ones. I feel like we've finally perfected it. With Truvia, we should throw out everything else. But I guess everyone has their... I can't believe Sweet and Low is still a thing.
Oh, wow.
Who's
Is that
eating
right?
Sweet and Low?
My grandma up until
Grandma?
until her death, she would put Sweet and Low in her coffee every damn day.
Is that right? Really?
Every day, that little pink packet.
Oh, my God. It's
She
like...
was in Jersey, so all those diners, they couldn't keep enough Sweet and Low for my grandma.
You know, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am, though. But when you go to a place, there's a few things I really don't like. You go to a place, and if all they have is Sweet and Low, the pink stuff, I immediately write the place off as this place is cheap garbage. Not going to have it at all. There are other places now, some of these high-end coffee shops, that take pride in the fact that they don't even offer an artificial sweetener. They will only have like sugar or honey. And to those people, I could say this. Can I say, I'm not going to use the bad word, but I can say F you? Or is that
Sure,
not?
of course, absolutely.
Yeah. Let me say this. That's just crap. You should be there to satisfy your customers. You have got customers. It is very common to want to put artificial sweetener in. Quite frankly, I don't think Truvia is artificial. If it comes from the stevia plant, how is that artificial? It's just a different extract. So if you're listening any of these places, and you know who you are, I'm not going to call you up by name. I'm not looking to hurt your business. I'm looking to help your business. Get some goddamn Truvia.
Hey, no, that you can't say that.
one.
You can't
What?
say.
Is that
Oh,
true?
Yes, that's one of the worst.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Why?
To be
Well,
honest
for
with
the
you, I think
religious
you can-
people.
the FCC is not
It's
a
an FCC
violation,
thing.
but people don't like
well,
that
I
word.
buzz it out.
It's been done. Don't worry.
Okay, I apologize for that. Listen, you learn something new every day. I have no idea. Well, listen, I come from a different school of thought where I think it's ridiculous that any word, just a word, should be banned from anywhere. I mean, come on. That's what we're going to focus on. But you know what? I think we hyper-focus on language because we can't control the bigger stuff. You know, if we thought we can solve the bigger stuff, I don't think people would care so much about what we call it. But when you can't solve the bigger issues, all we do is keep renaming it. So we can't fix the homeless problem, but maybe if we call them unhoused instead of homeless, maybe we've done something. We've done nothing, you know? But we do that all the time. I mean, look at it. That's why every time there's a new phrase used for every different race about every 20 years, because we can't solve anything. So I said, well, maybe we'll just we freshen it up, fresh coat of paint, put a new name on it, act like we're making progress. But it's just an illusion. Oh my God, did Cynical Ed show up today? You never know which one you're going to get until he starts talking on the mic.
It's just a word that, I don't know. As I said, I don't think it's an FCC violation, but it's a word that you just don't say on the radio because it upsets a lot of people. And even me, that's a word, it don't upset me if somebody else says it. I won't use that word, and I cuss like a sailor.
But you don't go there.
But if I say that word, if I'm really mad and I don't think about it and I say it, I do a genuflect and I say, I'm sorry.
Really? You show a moment.
But I told Cletus that, and he said, I do the exact same thing if I say that word.
But you know what? Maybe that's the upside of it. Maybe it's those little moments that are your reflective moments of, where you acknowledge. Because think, how often else do you think about God on a daily basis?
I pray every night, but...
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is that personal? Can we ask about that?
It's just something I've always done. I think it's just...
How does that go? I mean, I'm not doing this to mock you. I'm out of genuine curiosity.
I've said this before, and I really don't like talking religion because it upsets so many people.
No, forget religion, though. Prayer is not religion.
No, I think it's people, especially Catholics, they want to believe there is a God. Mm-hmm. So there's something when they die, they're going someplace.
Yeah.
That's why they pray and do that. I'm not
It's
sure
not just
they really
Catholics,
believe
it's
that.
anyone who's religious.
Well, let me.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to people worshiping Zeus.
Let me ask you this: if you could have, this will be my question for all of you. If you could have your choice as to exactly what happens to you, what the afterlife looks like, what would be your perfect vision for you? What would that be like? How would you like to spend eternity if you got to choose your own afterlife?
What a question.
Existential Ed.
Yeah, I like
It
this.
is.
Existential Ed.
Listen, it's better than Cynical Ed.
And it shifted
Yeah.
in minutes.
I did. I pivoted. I was inspired by his talk of prayer.
No, I hope there's a heaven and I die and I actually go up and I get to see all my family members again.
So that's a big part of it, is the reuniting with lost loved ones. That's a common theme.
I think so.
Just reuniting and spending time would be
wonderful.
Well,
But of
let me-
course, then you get in the eternal thing. It's like, okay,
Yes.
then what are you going to be doing? You
Now,
know?
what about-
I can only play so many rounds of golf and hands of poker and so many threesomes, you know?
That's true. Well, let's not. I think you can. I think you're okay on the third. I think you can make that last
Yeah,
a
that
little
ship
longer
sailed.
than a lot of golf. But what about relatives that you never got to meet?
Yeah.
Great grandparents or great great grandparents, and they're up there, and they're presumably hanging out with your grandparents because that was their kids, or your parents because that was their grandkids. Would you have much interest in that, or would that be strange because they're just total strangers to you?
No, if they were family members to like my mom and dad, I never met them. Yeah, I'd like to meet them.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
I mean, is like an area. Like I said, am I allowed to can I go see Marilyn Monroe? No, she's
Listen, if you weren't allowed to see her in this life, but listen, that's my question though: is if that's your version of heaven, if your version of heaven is you can just speed through one celebrity, after the next to meet them or spend time with them, I guess that could be your version of heaven too.
You can meet Wilford Brimley.
Oh, we can diabetes. Wilford Brimley, it was really phenomenal. Just what's shocking about him was how young he was when he played the manager in The Natural. He was only like 50 years old.
Yeah,
he's younger than I am now, and I'm like, I still connect. I mean, I don't appreciate my own age, but when I watch that, I still connect more with Roy Hobbs. I don't connect with the manager, but if I look by age, I might even be worse. I might be Richard Farnsworth, the guy sitting next to the manager. So, what about you, Doug? What does your heaven look like?
I guess the best you could hope for is to go in when you die is to go into maybe like a dream state where you dream of all the great things, the people that you love. I think maybe that's the best we could hope for.
So for you, it's like an unending sleep, but with active dreaming.
I guess.
I really think you could do better than that.
Well, I think that's a possibility that our brains could do that for us.
Even with no evidence of brain activity. No, I think listen,
Yeah.
what do we know? I mean, we think we know, but we don't really know.
Because I think heaven is probably what you've been programmed to think heaven is. So upon your death, if you think that you've been told that heaven is you're going to go up to the pearly gates and meet St. Peter's and see your relatives, there's a chance your brain will take you there upon your death in a dreamlike state.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I wonder why they would need gates.
I don't know what the gates are all about. Keep certain people out.
Yeah,
it's a
but
gated community.
How did they get up there in the first place to even get to the gate? I don't think that there's any actual gates.
No, I don't. It's just a.
When you were a kid, when you would go on an airplane and go through the clouds, did you think you were in heaven?
Not really. I thought I was in the clouds.
Man,
Not really.
Well, it's not just cynical Ed here today. What about you, Jackson? What's your vision? And you're young. You probably haven't even given this much thought.
That's right. But he's a man in love.
Are you really?
Oh, he's a man in love.
Yeah.
Is this with another human being, or this is a? Well, I mean, I don't want to
Like Ex
assume.
Machina.
With a guy who does his hair, that's for
Listen,
sure.
I'm in love with the fried chicken at Georgia Brown's.
Love's an interesting thing, Ed.
It
But,
is.
I'm pretty into reincarnation, starting over, fresh start.
Now, as a human being, or would you like to try this world as a different animal?
Don't know, but I think my soul has lived many lives. And I'm also pretty into simulation theory. So, I mean, if you ever want to get weird, just let me know.
No.
Pretty into all that stuff.
Do you believe that we're in a simulation right now?
I think there's a lot of evidence, or at least some.
Doug, how about that?
Some thoughts that
There's evidence.
I gotta be
Not
honest.
necessarily, like,
There
hard
is. I
evidence.
agree with
Of
you.
reincarnation?
I was
No,
watching
simulation theory.
What is it? Neil Tyson Degrassi.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm sorry, and he was talking about whether or not we're living inside a simulation. And when he made his argument suggesting that there was just as much evidence to suggest that we probably are than when we're not, I got to tell you, the guy was compelling.
Yeah.
And when he talked about the fact that if you look at what we've created, the simulations that we've already created, and how quickly we've gotten to this point, that we can build through AI things that don't exist. And we've been doing it in the movie industry with special effects, but we've created things that we know aren't real, but we've created them and they look very real. And people can watch movies where things happen and it's very real. And basically the thinking is, if we can tell that we've been able to do that at that level, and we see where the future is going in these next few years with AI, we're going to be bringing people back from the dead. We're going to get to see boxing matches of people in their primes that never got to play each other because they're going to be that well programmed. Like, once you accept that we've been able to create that, it's not that big of a leap to believe that a prior civilization created us. And a prior one created that, and we're creating a new one, obviously. So we're just part of the chain of simulations. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it, but when he laid it out, and he did a much better job than I did. But I had to say, you know what? I can't prove him wrong. I can't say he's wrong.
The origins of humans is a really fascinating thing to me. Like the origins of life, and how like the Big Bang Theory doesn't explain all of it. And so when there's gray area like that, I think religion is a way to talk about or discuss the gray areas, as is simulation theory or other things. So I find all that stuff very interesting.
Well, that's always
earlier civilizations didn't even know what toilet paper was. How are they going to?
About that, Doug?
How would they have been able to do all of that stuff?
Leaves.
This wouldn't be like the Mesopotamians. This would be like aliens.
Right. Yeah.
You're talking about something other than humans.
Correct.
Well, it could be humans, but it could be humans that are not part of our lineage. They're part of a previous other one, and they've been creating us through simulation, and it's taken, a very, very, very long time to get us to this point. But look how fast things are accelerating now. I mean, is it that outlandish for me to suggest that within a few years you might see movies starring actors who have already passed away because their family, signs away the rights and allows them to do it?
It's happened already. Carrie Fisher in Star Wars.
Exactly. And we're seeing it with the de-aging process. I mean, say what you will about the last Indiana Jones movie. I actually kind of enjoyed it. But, when they de-aged him in that opening sequence, it was unbelievable. It was flawless. The only thing they couldn't get right was the voice. He still had the voice of an 81-year-old guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the hard part. But man, did you see the technology?
I haven't seen it, no.
Incredible. Anyway, Tim, you didn't tell us about your heaven. What happens
no,
to you?
just spending time with my family. That's honestly it. But I realize then you get into them, what are you going to be doing? And I mean, the truth is I can't do a hypothetical because I don't think that, I think it's Sopranos. So...
Yeah, that's it. Lights out, and you're done.
Yeah,
but that's not what you want.
I mean, of course not. But
yeah.
So that's where I am mentally.
My vision, if I could pick mine, I want to learn. I want to be able to ask unlimited questions and see unlimited things. So I'd like to spend the first part of eternity asking questions about my own existence. That, things you always wanted to know about yourself, you never really figured it out. And without opinions, I want actual answers. So I want to be able to speak to this higher power and say, of all the people that I met in my life, or were just in my presence, who would if I made a great pair with if I had only spoken to them? Who would have been the best fit? What would have been the best job if I had gone down that path? What path would I have had the most success in if I had just made this choice instead of that choice? In other words, basically exploring the idea of the multiverse, replaying parts of my life and seeing how they would have played out if I had done something different than the choice that I made. And I can go through half of eternity just in watching those things play out. And then the other half, I would like to be able to watch or experience as if I were live as a witness to any event in human history, just to be there. I want to see what it was like when they first discovered fire.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what it was like when I
like that idea.
Everything.
Yeah.
Imagine you're just standing there as a witness. Imagine you could be there even for some of the unsolved murders, unsolved mysteries. I want to be there and see what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. I just want to know. I just want to know everything. Mm-hmm. I want all of those. I want every question answered that I could possibly think of. That is my version of heaven. And if you want to throw some family in there, all the better. The only problem with family is like, why do we get to hang? Like, who are you going to hang with when you say family? Because you're going to want to hang with your kids. Your parents are going to want to hang with you. Your grandparents are going to want to hang with them. Your great-grandparents are going to want to hang with your grandparents. Before you know it, you've got millions of people in a room. How can you hang out with millions of people?
You're already canceling plans in the afterlife.
You think they'll let you go down without being seen and just, see what your family members are doing, watched Angelina Jolie take a shower.
I
things like that.
that was now you've taken no listen, he's taken me back to my teenage years. And that, my vision of heaven has evolved. You've taken me back to where it started. Because, most teen, like that fantasy of being able to be invisible so you can go hang out in the girls' locker rooms. I think that's pretty standard. But no, I would love the ability to look down, but I don't know that there's the ability to interact with the living. I mean, I listen, I'm sure everybody has stories about signs that they've gotten from, that they believe wholeheartedly this is a sign from beyond.
I don't know if you heard this, and it goes to, I hate to interrupt, but
No,
it
go
goes
ahead.
to what you were saying.
It's going to be my next question.
Ozzy did an interview after, it might have been with Frank, I don't remember, after Whitey died. And they had Ozzy on reminiscing about Whitey. He goes, Frank, is the weirdest thing. He said, I got the word that Whitey had passed away, and I was doing some of these interviews, and I looked out my window, and there was a cardinal bird sitting on my windshield. I've never seen one on my windowsill, and it was just sitting there for a half hour, and it came back this evening. It just sat there.
Yeah. And what's interesting, of course, is for those who may not know, is that's anybody who sees a cardinal at all. It's not even part of St. Louis or part of Whitey, but that's sort of an established thing. If you see a cardinal, that's supposed to be a sign that somebody from beyond is reaching out to you. So in his case, for it to be an actual cardinal, and he's talking about Whitey Herzog, and that's pretty definitive. I've had some experiences like that. I'm sure one of you must have something.
I don't think I have.
What the hell's wrong with you,
I've
Doc?
heard what I think are ghosts in my house.
No, that's just the house settling, man. That's not. Nobody wants to hear a story about your house settling.
I'm just telling you, I've heard things that I haven't been able to explain. But
Because you didn't get out of bed and look.
I did get out and look.
And what did you find?
Nothing.
Not a darn thing.
No, not a darn thing.
Well, let's move on from you then. Tim, what about you? Have you had one of those experiences where you were?
I have not.
Really?
What are your experiences?
All right. Well, I had. I'll give you the quick version. But my best friend died when he was 38. He had cancer. It was terrible. And I got the news when he finally passed, and I had a flight to New York. And because it was a last-minute flight booking, I couldn't get a direct flight back. I had to go through, I think, one of the Washington, D.C. airports. And his last name was Talbot. And I had just gone to the funeral. I was in a terrible headspace. I'm wheeling my suitcase through the connecting airport in D.C., and I'm not sure where I'm going, so I stop. And they have on this floor this gigantic mosaic map. And it's one of these like medieval type maps. It's not places that we necessarily know now. Everything is labeled with names that are not necessarily current. So I stop with my bag to try to figure out where I am. And when I move my suitcase and I look underneath it, it's some kind of country, and it's labeled Talbot. I mean, and with the spelling of his last name.
Really?
And I thought, well, geez, that's probably as close as I'm ever going to get to something that goes too far beyond coincidence to be here. And now listen, people win the Powerball. We all know what the odds are of winning the Powerball. They're astronomical against. So I guess when you compare it to Powerball odds, it's not quite as incomprehensible. But at the time, I remember thinking, wow, I've never experienced anything that at that level of coincidence. And it gave me a little bit of comfort. It was a better feeling than thinking that he was just, under, 6 feet under and that I had left him behind. I felt good for that one moment.
Oh.
Haven't felt good since. But
Really?
in
It's
that one
been
moment, it's hard losing your best friend.
I bet. How long ago was that?
That was in 2008, November 9th.
It's been a while.
Yeah. He, that was rough. But I don't want to bring the crowd down. I'm sure everybody out there has experienced something like that.
Yeah. I don't think I've had my moment yet.
Well, maybe you'll be somebody else's
Just
moment.
a ghost.
I tell everybody this, and I'll tell all the listeners this. If there's anything in the great beyond, if there's any mechanism whereby I can send a sign back to anybody here that I think would actually listen and have an open mind to it, just know I will do that. I will do everything in my power to get that sign back here, unless they offer me Marilyn Monroe or Angelina Jolie, and they say, you could have that, or you can have this, and then I'll be like, you know what, everyone's going to be fine without me. I'm going to let them just move on with their lives. I'm going to stay over here.
Now, we do know for sure there are things out there that we can't see. There are radiation, There are sound waves, there's wind, there's things happening that we can't see.
That's true.
So who's to say what else is out there that we can't see?
I mean, nobody can really make the case against that. I mean, I think that's just that's a factual statement. We cannot possibly know what we can't see,
Right.
unless you smell it. You could say, I can't see anything, but I can smell something coming from your area. Is what I'm saying. No, I don't know. I'm just rambling on. What else going? What were you guys talking about before I got here? I heard you were talking about the Cardinals.
Yeah, we were
Jesus.
bummed out about the Cardinals early. We kind of got over that. We're close to not caring anymore, which is the worst way to think at all.
It's too early not to care. And here's where you can take comfort in two things. I'm going to give the Cardinal fans just a wee bit of hope here from my perspective. We've had a couple of heartbreaking losses in the last few days because we came back in games. We're able to get games tied, but then couldn't get that last run, couldn't get it over the top. I think one of the worst things was the other day when the rain delay came in, and we were on the last batter of the game, and we had loaded the bases with nobody out.
Called out on a pitch and
then,
outside.
I mean, just to make people, I mean, nobody waited, but 3 hours and 3 minutes on a rain delay when everybody knew that the game was a pitch or two away from being over, I just don't get it. But one reason you could feel encouraged is just because they did show fight back in those games. They did get those games tied. It's not like they got blown away. They just couldn't get that extra run. The other thing to take some comfort in is you've got 15 teams in the National League. Only 5 of them have a winning record. I mean, right now you got 2/3 of the teams in their league are either 500 or worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're 5.5 games out of first place right now. We're in last place, but let's not fool ourselves into thinking that anybody else is doing well. We all knew that the Dodgers, the Phillies, and the Braves were going to be good, and those are 3 out of the 5 winning teams. So, it's wide open. The Central's the weakest of all.
But do you see much hope with what the Cardinals have got coming up or with the current roster that they've got?
I'll be honest, I don't know, but I don't know enough about the young guys. You never know when a group of young people actually starts to gel together because they got nothing to lose. I would say that. I mean, Sonny Gray's pitched well. I got to give props. I was very critical of that signing given the talent that was out there, but, he's looked good. So you got that to look forward to.
Yeah, the pitching has not been bad.
No, it really hasn't
I thought that was
been.
going to be the issue, but it's just they don't hit a lick.
Well, I mean, that's we need the the veterans have got to kick it in a little bit more, and they will. Their numbers will be there. Goldschmidt is showing signs of life here and there. He'll have a good swing.
He's over his last 17, Ed.
Yeah, I understand, but he was showing signs of life.
As Marmol said, he had a nice line drive to the right field last night.
Well, and listen, sometimes balls just don't drop in for you. But you do have to look at how hard you're hitting it,
I
how
agree with
well
that
you're
part.
seeing it. I mean, those things happen. It's a long statistical season.
Second hardest, the guy who's hitting the second most hard hit balls in Major League Baseball this year is Lars Nootbaar. 24.8% of the time he hits the ball hard, and he's hitting $170.
Yeah, well, and again, that really just shows the point. That's why the season is long. The stats eventually all kind of get to where they have to get to, except for people's batting averages. Batting averages across the board have really tanked.
Oh, yeah. It's just.
I thought they were going to go back up when they got rid of the shift, but they didn't. They didn't make the move back up.
I think the problem is, after the starter pitches his 5 innings, you see one reliever after the next throwing 98 miles an hour. They just can't hit it.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a really good point, too.
We read that passing article last week about how offensive numbers are way down, like way down.
Yeah, it's just hard to hit 98, or some of these guys are throwing 100 miles an hour. Almost every team has 1 or 2 of them.
It is amazing. Well, I guess the priorities of what these people are looking for shifts. And I also think that even if they weren't throwing 100, I think in your batting average, a lot of it is helped by seeing a starting pitcher a third time. And that's why a lot of the starting pitchers now, they go through the lineup twice. And it's on the third time that they tend to get vulnerable.
Yeah.
But if you're going to pull a pitcher after 5 innings, they're only seeing the starting lineup twice.
And so many of them are worried about hitting the home runs, launch angle. They're trying to hit it in the air instead of hit a line drive. They're trying to hit it out of the park.
Yeah, and yet, it's not particularly successful. I mean, it works for a handful of guys, but it's not like I'm seeing a lot of home runs either.
I've had the thought that at some point, they may have to move the pitcher's mound back a little bit. If guys are going to throw this hard, they may have to go from 60 feet 6 inches to 62 feet, 63
Maybe
feet.
more. You just lower the mound again.
That would probably be the first thing they'd try.
Yeah, I mean, because why mess around with the dimensions if you can just lower the mound a few inches if
that
that's going to
works.
be the problem?
But if it keeps like this and guys just can't hit, people won't watch the game. It won't be very entertaining.
Well, they don't make it very easy to watch the game, Doug.
Well, I had the hardest time trying to watch the Cardinals. You know, good luck trying to find Bally Sports on your.
You're having trouble too. huh?
Yeah, I went through a whole thing and I called Charter. I'm like, what happened to my Bally?
So you're a Charter customer and you
Sports?
weren't getting it?
I wasn't getting it. I was looking for it, and they said, "Well, you got to get some extra package." I'm like, "Extra package?" I'm like, "I'm paying you guys $450 a month for every single thing that you have. How is it that the one thing I want to see on here, and you don't have it?" And they said, "Well, this changed and that changed." I'm like, "You guys are the worst." You know, I've lost my. I thought I was going to get more patient when I got older because I was going to be one of those people who's like, "Listen, that's life." I feel like I've definitely gotten less patient,
Really?
especially with customer service reps. And I don't think it's necessarily my fault. It's that they make you jump through so many hoops before you can get a human being on the phone that by the time the actual person gets on that can help you, you've got so much pent-up rage, or maybe this might just be me, so much pent-up rage from trying to talk your way through the menu, you know, and you can't get around it. I'm one of those people, I don't want to deal with the machine, so I'm immediately saying representative over and over. And even if they figure you out now. So now they say, it sounds to me like you would like to speak to a representative. I'm like, oh, does it? I've only yelled the word representative 20 times. And they're like, in order to direct your call properly, we need to know a little bit more about why you're calling. And this is them trying to circle you back into their system.
Yeah.
Because they still think that they're going to solve your problem by machine and not by human. And I'm thinking, come on, you don't have specialists in different areas. You got two people that maybe are going to answer a call.
In India.
Yeah, in some foreign land. And that's, listen, that's fine. If they're good at their job, I don't care where they are. But you got to be good at your job. That's where I draw the line. But yeah, so by the time you get a human on the phone, whatever patience I had has been completely exhausted, and then some poor innocent person just trying to do their job has to hear me be kind of a jerk. I always feel bad about it, and I tell them, listen, I know I sound a little edgy. It's not your fault. You're the only person here trying to help me, but I've been on hold for 28 minutes, and they keep trying to tell me, did you know you can solve your problem online by visiting? And I'm like, seriously, you don't think I tried that? You don't think I went to your website first and tried it?
Yeah.
I mean, for the love of Pete. So I go through a lot of frustrations.
So do you have the Cardinals yet? Can you watch them? No, today's game.
Yes, I can. Yes, yeah, they're back on screen. But I've mostly been watching the Yankees on MLB. They've actually
you get everything.
I get everything.
That's what it costs to get everything. $450 a month.
I think that I for all I know, there may still be some stuff out there that they're holding out on me.
What do you got, Cable America?
No, it's just Spectrum. And now, in all fairness, that includes like internet and all that stuff. It's one of their packages. But I don't know. Everything's gotten expensive. You know what I really need to do? Have you guys done this? Have you guys signed up with any of those services that will track all of your subscriptions and in one shot give you the ability to cancel as many of them as you want?
I haven't.
I have no idea what I'm
that.
spending on subscriptions every month.
I'm with you on that.
I just don't get them. I don't get talked into it in the first place.
What?
If
You don't have
wanna-
Netflix? You don't have Amazon Prime? You don't have Hulu?
No.
Really?
I've got Netflix. I don't have the others.
Really?
Apple TV wants me to pay to watch the soccer games. I say I won't watch the soccer game. I'm not going to get sucked into all these.
Wait, sucked in? You're being offered something of value. You're being
offered
asked to pay
$10 a
for it.
month. Yeah.
And you're saying it's not worth it to you.
Yeah. That's
What
I'm
just
saying.
forget though if you had the app because I got Apple because it was a 15-day free trial.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I can knock out Ted Lasso and the Cardinals. I think the opening day or something was on Apple. I said, look, I'll get it. Yeah, for 2 months I've forgotten to get rid of it, and I've gotten 2 bills, and I've yet to watch Apple TV.
Well, that's what they're relying on. I signed up, and this is, I don't know if you guys have experienced this yet. I buy a lot of stuff online, and this has now happened to me twice in the last month, where I was just trying to buy one item to try it, just one. And they automatically enroll you in a monthly subscription for it, and every month you just start getting the thing. And every month, like I got to call them up. This is ridiculous. I've got to cancel this thing. And then 5 minutes later, you forget, and it stays out of your mind completely until the next one shows up 30 days later. But have you noticed that people just automatically signing you up for subscriptions that you don't ever remember ever agreeing to?
Yeah, I probably just pay and don't even know I'm paying for it.
I feel like there's a class action suit in there somewhere. Well, while I have the audience.
Well, aren't you the guy to talk to?
Well, I am. I'm going to put out a plug. If you guys have had that experience where you honestly felt like you were buying something as a single-time purchase and found yourself receiving monthly shipments, and you never remember asking for it, wanting it, send a shout out on that. Put something in the text something into the station here, because
you guys want to go after Amazon? You want a big company under your
listen.
belt?
Nothing makes me happier than a very deep pocket.
You tell me if I have, you tell me if I have a suit here.
Oh, good.
For 2 years, and it's something because they asked me for an email address, and then when I got a purchase, there was another email address that I had to put in, so I had 2 email addresses up there. And I didn't pay attention to it until 3 months ago. And I would always see a $15.95 Amazon, then another one the next day, $15.95 Amazon. And I just thought, okay, the first one is just letting me know they're taking it off my credit card, and the next was they took it off. But then I started realizing, I checked my credit card. I said, well, they just took off $30-something the last 2 days. What did I have? Amazon had been double charging me $15.95. And I went to my bank, and they said, well, we can see there's been double charging a credit card for 2 years.
Did you do anything about
Amazon.
it? Oh, okay.
They looked and she goes, yeah, it seems to be double charging because you had 2 email addresses, and we just thought it was 2 different accounts. But it is only one account.
Did they credit you back?
1 year. She said, we can only go back 1 year. I said, well, my bank says you've been doing it for at least 2 years. That's how far they went back. Well, we can only do 1 year.
See, now that's stupid on their part. They should have gone back, because if they had gone back and actually compensated you, you would have lost standing to bring any suit against them, because you would have been made whole. So you'd have no grounds, you'd have no damages. But since they only went back a year, you technically still have damages sitting out there.
They said they only can go back a year. That's all.
Please, yeah, like Jeff Bezos they can only go back a year.
I mean, half the internet on his AWS, and he can only go back a year.
Imagine the emotional trauma he's faced.
I see the pain in his eyes. He's been taken advantage of.
For that 1 year, they didn't give it back.
You know what? I think, and I'm not even being sarcastic about it. I think we have all gotten so used to being taken advantage of on these little death by 1,000 cut type of charges that we feel resigned to it. Like we can't do anything about it, and it's draining our pocketbooks. It's like a hidden tax that's not going to help anybody. It's just some wealthy company taking advantage with little increments over and over and over again.
And they all do it with a lot of hidden fees. I mean, your phone company does that with fees you can't explain.
Yeah, why should there be? Why shouldn't everything just be a flat rate? You're getting electricity, you're paying this much. Some things are based on consumption. Some things are based on just the existence of you having it. I mean, I don't know. I have no answers to any of these questions. All I have are frustrations.
Why can't we start charging people in the radio business?
By the word.
That's right, and send bills out to everyone in St. Louis.
Invoices.
I mean, yeah.
How many people do you think would pay if we...
Zero. I don't think anybody would pay. Listen, we can't get you to pay for Hulu, even though Only Murders in the Building is very entertaining.
Oh, I don't have that much time to watch TV.
What are you doing with all your time? I hate when people say they don't have much time. What are you doing with your time?
I guess I don't have that much interest to sit in front of the TV for 4 hours a night.
Why? What are you doing? What are you doing 4 hours a night instead? Everybody wants to know.
I like talk to the family members.
For 4 hours a night?
Well, what I don't do is sit on the couch, usually.
What do you do, stand? Where are you sitting?
I stand a lot. I sit some.
I don't believe a word you're saying.
That's it. I try to stay busy. I have a son who's involved in hockey and basketball, and I run around with him 3 or 4 nights a week and those kind of things. On the weekends, try to go out and do something with friends.
What do you do? What do you do with friends? What's a typical? What did you do this weekend? What are you doing with these people?
We had a few people over for a Kentucky Derby party on Saturday.
Oh, who won that thing? I didn't even pay attention. Was it the favorite who was like
Mystic Dan? Mystic Dan won by a
Was he the favorite?
Three horses all were within a hair of each other.
I don't think he was the favorite.
No, he wasn't the favorite.
Well, that's pretty exciting because I don't remember who the favorite was, but they were going off at 8-5, which is practically giving them the race.
Yeah. They didn't play. They didn't even place.
Isn't that something? Really?
Didn't show. Wouldn't place.
What happened?
Well, I don't know. We never know. The Kentucky Derby comes up. You don't know what these other Phillies, or not the Phillies, but these other Colts have got.
He's a front runner. He didn't get out, and
I don't like the Kentucky Derby. I like the race itself, of course. Who doesn't like a race? But I don't know why it goes on the air so long before the race is even run. What do I need to? What are they interviewing the horses?
Mike Tirico's got to get his airtime.
Mike Tirico takes a shot, Doug. He takes a shot.
Well, it's just a big moment for that event, and they're just trying to capitalize on it.
I know, but
One
it's
day
like,
out of the year, really,
you know,
people get into it.
But does it make sense to have 2 hours of the beforehand and then have a 2-minute race? You know, shouldn't there be some, like, I don't mind, like, take a baseball game. They preview it for 15 minutes, and then we watch it for 3 hours. Like, that to me makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Kentucky Derby is the exact opposite. They'll talk about it for hours, and then you watch it, and it's 2 minutes. Does that seem right?
They sell all those spots for 2 hours.
I know. Well, listen, of course, we can always say it's money, but that just further proof it's just money.
I guess it's just a Saturday afternoon. There's no football going on, and the networks have got the time, and let's blow this up. I think that's what they're thinking.
Why don't they have more horse races? Why are there only like the 3 big ones? I mean, I know there are others, but
there's 3 Triple Crown events because of interest, I suppose.
They should make a 4th and have a Grand Slam.
There was a time in this country where the harness racing was like one of the biggest sports in the country.
And does anybody even watch harness racing anymore?
I'm not sure it even exists anymore.
I used to go
somewhere, but
I used to go to the Meadowlands Raceway, you know, or whatever it was in New Jersey. When I was young, it was like a place we'd go to in high school, and they had harness racing, and you can bet on them. You know,
I did it once. In fact, I won the St. Louis Media harness racing race at Fairmount Park once.
Oh man, throw that into the back
trophy.
of the baseball
Little
car
trophy.
with Tom Seaver taking him.
What do you think would happen? And I know it's boring. I think there's a lot of ways to win at gambling, but I think that people don't want to do it because it takes away what gambling is really about, which is sort of like this thrill of this momentary possibility that you might come up big, and in that process, there's a lot of excitement. But what do you think would happen if, even at Fairmont, let's say you went over there, and let's say there's 12 races, or 10 races, whatever they do. If you bet the favorite on every race, and you bet them to show, now the payoffs are going to be very, very small.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to figure over the course of 12 races that the favorite is going to finish in the top 3, 80% of the time?
I'm not sure that would be enough to pay off. Because if you put $2 down on the favorite to show and he comes in 3rd place, you might win $2.20. So you win 20 cents, but if one of those horses doesn't show, you've lost $2. So I'm not sure the winnings are going to catch up to that 1 or 2 loss.
You have to look at the board. They usually update. They will update you on how much is bet on that horse and what, and you can kind of try to figure it out. Like, I thought it was a 2-horse race Saturday. And I said, well, I'm not going to bet the favorite, so I like Sierra Leone. I'll just bet it to place and show. The show paid $4.60. So even though it was a second favorite, you still, if you bet $100 on him, you won $120 or whatever.
Has anybody tried that?
Be over $4.
Has anybody tried that? Let's ask the listeners.
I'm sure
I think it probably. I honestly think it would probably work most of the time. But the problem is, do you want to spend a whole day to make a small margin? And I don't think most gamblers are in it for the long haul small margin. I think they're in it for the thrill of the possibility of a big a big takedown.
Yeah. It's not worth your whole day to think, hey, I just won $10 and spent 10 hours doing this.
You play blackjack?
A little bit, not seriously.
For all of you, I give you the same question.
Yeah.
How many consecutive hands of blackjack do you think you can lose? And I'm saying, assume you're playing correctly. You're not trying to lose. You're doing it like the way they tell you to. Realistically, what's the maximum number of hands you think you can lose in a row?
I've tested that theory, and it's like 8.
It's
yeah,
amazing.
right.
It's amazing how often the dealer comes up with just the perfect.
Just the right. Now, whenever I do this exercise, it's usually between 7 and 9. Right. That's if your luck is really bad.
Right, and some of those are pushes, not necessarily. losses, but pushes.
All right, so I throw this out to you. If you were betting a system where you said, you know what, I'm going to bet $5 a hand, and if I win, I'm going to take that extra $5 chip and put it in my pocket, and I'm just going to continue on at $5 a hand. But if I lose, I'm going to double my bet to $10 in the hopes that I can get back to the break even. If I lose that, I'm going to bet 20 to get to the back even. If I lose that, I'm going to bet 40. And all you'd have to do is have enough cash to survive 7 to 9 consecutive losses. Eventually you'd win, and that would always bring that back to sea level. And then every time you have a winning streak, you're winning at $5 in a hand. You keep putting those in your pocket. I have to believe that as long as you went to the table with enough cash, and I would say enough to sustain 8 straight losses, you should be able, it's boring.
It's called the martingale. It's called the martingale system.
Is that really? Is that it already has a name?
Yeah, martingale, where
Damn it, I thought I invented this.
It works better for like
all
something
day to break even.
Well, no, it essentially you double the size of your original bet. But like it works better with like baccarat, which is like more 50-50 than blackjack. But yeah, the martingale, where you double up your loss in order to make it back.
And don't you?
You figure out a way to beat the system, they'll throw you right out of the casino, Ed.
Yeah, well, you know what they do is they'll modify the rules. They'll have things like maximum bets to prevent you from kind of winning your money back, or they'll there are ways that they can try to limit it. But I just think that people don't do those things because even though they're more likely to win, it's just not exciting. It's boring. It turns it into a job.
Probably so.
But I think if you were willing to, I think you could be a pretty consistent winner.
Probably.
Tim, you're kind of quiet today. Am I giving you a break?
No, I'm dealing with a personal situation. at the moment,
I'm sorry.
So hopefully the other guys on the show can help.
Well, I apologize. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. But does anybody out there have a great betting system that works consistently?
If we did, we wouldn't be working in these shishawali jobs. Ed.
Well, that's you. But what about the listeners? You may have a listener who's just sitting on a gold throne, listening intently, and with nothing else to do because they've got this great betting system.
A few times I've been in a casino, I've immediately lost $50, and I said, "Why is this fun?" And I turn, rear, and go home.
Yeah,
it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Honestly, I'm in the same boat.
I don't get hooked on it.
I do not gamble at all because I learned very early on that the pain of losing $100 far exceeds the joy of winning $100. And once I had that very solid realization, that was it for me. I never gambled again.
Yeah, I think that, and like I've been at the casino at blackjack table, and it's how assassin-like the dealer just takes that money.
Yeah.
If someone just took $25 from you, you'd be like, wow, that kind of sucked. And they just do it with no smile on their face. They just I've gone to it where I've lost 8 straight hands, a couple pushes, and like brutal losses too, like 5-card 21 draws. And it's like they just take your money after you've doubled up, and they have no emotion into it. And I'm like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like the rush isn't worth it anymore.
And don't you think, and I'm sure this is true, and we can look in the history of this and find this out, but at some point, some genius at some casino said, you know what? If we have them trade their money in for these plastic chips, they'll forget that it's actual money.
Yeah.
And they'll throw down these chips hand after hand after hand without regard. But if they were throwing down a $20 bill and another $20 bill and another $20 bill, I think it's far more likely that they would walk away from the table and not spend nearly as much money. The same could be said about your spending habits. I want you to imagine that you were paying for everything in cash. And every time you went to the supermarket, you didn't just swipe a card, but you're pulling out $200, $250. You're buying clothes, you're buying your Starbucks. If you start using cash for everything, you start feeling the money that you're spending, your spending habits would change dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
We traded it all by saying people don't care about plastic, whether it's chips or a credit card, a debit card, it means nothing. But can you imagine who is that genius?
I wonder if the casinos will ever go to a credit card. Forget the chips. Just put your credit card down on this reader.
The slot machines are kind of like that now.
Yeah. That's kind of, I think, why they look like video game, like arcade themed. It's less hurtful to lose this money if there's like a little Super Mario Brother jumping around.
Right. It feels like you're playing a game, and they turn it into an experience where you think, how many people, when you sit at a slot machine, full well when you sit down that you're going to continue playing until your money is gone. You know, like that's sort of the pre-decision is sort of like, if I happen to win a big jackpot, that would be amazing. Otherwise, my expectation is I'm just going to keep pressing this button until I have no money left. You know, did
and
you
then
ever?
the game is over.
And that's it.
Where if you win, you might still keep playing.
You might.
Until you lose, and then the game is over again. And they never run out of money.
But I mean, that's another genius in the process. Somebody along the line said, yeah, I know like some people like pulling these slot machines, but that gets tiring after a while. And I think we can get their money a lot faster if we just had a button. They just pay, hit a thing that says bet max.
So why don't we open a casino?
And that's it. Well, because I think I think it's hard to open a casino. I think it's very controlled by very powerful people, of which we are not.
No.
You know, we are the ones that they're just looking to extract the money from.
We're the mark.
Yeah, we're the mark. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to know who you are in the relationship. We are, we're the lambs being led to the slaughter. We are not, they're the ones.
George Carlin used to say the world is run by a very exclusive club and you ain't in it.
Yeah.
We have breaking news. I apologize. Drew Bannister has been named Blues head coach.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
There you go. Jeremy Rutherford just reporting that just now.
Oh, wow.
How do you think that this will be? Is this a good call for them, do you think? Is this a good move?
I think once Jim Montgomery got past the Leafs, that they were going to go with Drew Bannister. That was my thought process. Because
this is not
I
a
think
surprise
Montgomery
to me.
would have lost that series after being up 3-1. I think they would have parted ways, and the Blues would have hired Montgomery. That's what I think they were waiting on. I think the timing is not coincidental.
Boston could be in the playoffs in the middle of June. I don't think the Blues can wait that long.
Yeah. No, that's true. You know what? Bird in the hand. You know, you can lose a lot waiting around for people that you think you're going to get and not.
And you might not get him still, just because you think you're going to get him.
Right. No, that's if you knew you were going to get him, you would wait.
Yeah.
It's the gamble of it.
If he lasts till June and they win the cup, and then he gets a 5-year extension from the Bruins, then where are you?
Well, I don't think Bannister was going anywhere, so he was always going to be there.
Jeremy Rutherford is going to join us on Balloon Party to discuss, so he will be with us.
What's Balloon Party?
That's a show I do on 101 ESPN with Jackson from 10 to 11.
Is that right?
Yeah, we'll break it all down.
Yeah, we'll break it all down there.
I try to force feed the NBA in as much as I can. But,
Yeah, he's on a mission.
It falls on deaf ears, but...
What do you call that, grooming?
It is. I feel like I've been groomed when I listen to that show.
Do you think it mostly falls on deaf ears because St. Louis inexplicably does not have an NBA team?
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason.
Do you guys spend much time reflecting on that and what crap that is?
We have.
I mean, Oklahoma City's
got
got
to go-to sports talk radio complaint. It's kind of become a joke if you don't have anything else to talk about. You say, should St. Louis have an NBA team?
Would it work? Would the NBA work here? That's the grand question.
Of course, it would work
Absolutely.
here. You know, I think it's ridiculous that we don't. I mean, how can we only have? I give us the soccer team. We have 3 out of 5 sports right now. How can St. Louis not have at least 4? We should have all 5.
I don't think
it's
you're really a
embarrassing.
major league town unless you have the NFL. You got to have the NFL to be a major league town.
Yeah. Well, although Los Angeles went quite a while without one until they stole ours, and then they stole someone else's
Then we
too.
stole theirs.
Well, that's fine.
Just a matter of whose ox is being gored.
Listen, this is everyone steals from everyone else. The question is there anybody we can steal from?
Yeah.
Anything out there?
It doesn't look like there is in the NFL right now.
No. Well, what about the NBA? Anybody we can steal there? Anybody not?
They'll be expanding before they start moving teams.
Well,
Pelicans come home.
Now, if they expand, are we on the list?
No.
I mean, how is that? How can we not be on the list?
Vegas and Seattle.
Well, Vegas will get one. They're getting everything now.
Seattle is going to be the next.
They used to have an NBA team, and they blew it.
Supersonics.
Yeah.
There was some dirty pool.
We're seen as not having the corporate dollars. There's not enough Brown and Krupins in St. Louis to fill not just the corporate suites, but the season tickets as well.
Yeah, I guess that makes some sense. I mean, we prefer spending our dollars right here on TMA.
There you go, Doug. How about that? We are
yeah.
very grateful for it. And always appreciative of the time. Thank you so much for coming in.
Sure.
We close out the IHOP 8 o'clock hour here on TMA. Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour coming your way. This is TMA presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have 2 questions. Why me and what now?
Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't. For ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now,
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
I'll go a little Stevie Nicks for you.
In town tonight.
Yeah. I really like this song.
She's been pretty great for a long time.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Your generation listened to Fleetwood Mac at all?
Yeah, they had a huge comeback and right at the start of the pandemic, I want to say. This guy on TikTok was riding a skateboard listening to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. And I'm pretty sure Dreams, like, recharted, like, really high following it because people were like, oh, this is a great song. And then they got more into it. So it's kind of interesting in that sense where, like, something like TikTok, Instagram, or any social media, like, songs especially can catch fire and then people discover an artist or a band that they would have never listened to.
It's happened on commercials sometimes too.
So, I always, exactly. Like I find that to be kind of interesting how, and also like new music can get sent right up to the top of the charts if it blows up on TikTok or Instagram. Which
I guess that would be considered oldies.
Yeah,
because that's 70s, 80s music.
Yeah,
it should be. It's 40 years old now.
Classic pop. Yeah.
When I was in high school, like in the 70s, oldies was 50s music.
Right.
It was
Big
Elvis
band.
Presley.
Yeah.
Not big band. No, that's going earlier than that. It was Elvis Presley's chubby checker type thing, like from the 50s. So we only went back 20 years. Anything beyond that, nobody listened to any of it.
Right.
Not a thing.
Well, because it just didn't sound like...
Sounded completely different.
Even music from the 60s or 70s, you can, you can understand...
A lot of it sounds just like it does today.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's not whereas, like, if you're in the 60s or 70s and you hear something from the 30s, you're like, what in God's name am I listening to?
Right.
Well, you are listening right now. You, the people, are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown Crouppen. Tim is out just for a moment. He told us dealing with something, but he'll be right back. And Ken looked in and then quickly departed. But you got Doug and you got myself. And we're bringing heat just like IHOP brings heat. They're the sponsor of the 8 o'clock hour, Doug, and they got pancakes galore.
They'll heat up your pancake or your chicken sandwich, whatever. IHOP would be a good place to stop into today.
I would say so.
Maybe on the way home from the radio station, I'll go to IHOP.
Yeah.
Be a good idea. Now they've got that pancake of the month thing going. The May pancake of the month is the white chocolate raspberry. That's got some white... chocolate chips mixed in there with some whipped cream and cream cheese icing. Doesn't that sound good?
Delicious.
Yeah, white chocolate chip ice cream. Well, not ice cream, but that's a part of the pancake. IHOP's giving guests a whole new reason to smile about pancakes with the new Pancake of the Month offering, the first of every month. A new flavor will be available as a full stack, side, or part of a pancake combo. This limited time offering will only be available for that calendar month. Guests have an incentive to try every Pancake of the Month flavor with IHOP's annual loyalty challenge within the International Bank of Pancakes. Order the Pancake of the Month 2 or more times in a month to earn 10 pan coins for that month. Order the Pancake of the Month at least once each month for the entire year, and you receive 100 bonus pan coins. You can turn those in for more food. They've got great food. Of course, IHOP's not just pancakes. They got all kinds of things on the menu now. They got the classic chicken sandwich. They got French toast sticks. They got some drinks like the watermelon splasher that's great, a blend of lemonade, lemon lime soda, watermelon syrup, topped with fresh blueberries and watermelon. They got the house-made shakes. They brought some of those in. Silk oatmeal cookie oat creamer shake. Oh, was that good. IHOP. You ought to try it. If you haven't lately, give it a whirl again. There's 11 locations in town, one there to serve you. Try IHOP's new spring menu featuring tasty classic chicken sandwiches and the new cinnamon apple pecan pancakes right there at IHOP.
I'm here to tell you, Doug, about Circa available now in Illinois. So if you live here in the St. Louis, Missouri area, you make the short drive across the river. Or if you already live in Illinois, download the app today. You can start your betting with the Cardinal game tonight. Miles Michaelis taking on Budo of the Mets. Jay Budo.
Oh, yeah?
Not to be confused with Jay Buhner, but Jay
No,
Budo.
it's not Jay Buhner.
But the Cardinals are once again favored, minus 116. They keep being favored in these games, and you might be getting rich if you're betting the other side. The over-under is 8 tonight, but the PGA Championship is right around the corner. I know people like betting on a horse, essentially, betting on someone to win, and Scotty Scheffler certainly is a good one there. See, competitors, Doug, competitors in Illinois, other sportsbooks in Illinois, have Scotty Scheffler around 350, plus 350, but at Circa, it's plus 425. That's a material difference if you're going to get paid out on that bet. Yeah. Someone like John Rahm, can he return to prominence? The competitors have him at plus 1,400. Those are good odds. Circa, plus 1,750.
Oh,
and this is
what's Koepka?
That's night and day. 1,600, about plus 1,600 everywhere I saw.
Hasn't he won like 4 in a row on the Live Tour? Something like that?
No, he just won this week for like the first time in 8 months.
Oh, I thought he won a few in a row.
No, Joaquin Neiman did.
Plus 1,600 is about what I saw. But John Rahm, I mean, plus 1,400 at competitors, plus 1,750 at Circa. I mean, that is a huge difference if John Rahm were to win.
It's material difference.
I would say so. And then NHL playoffs playing the bet on there with the Avalanche taking on the Stars. Avalanche are dogs in that game, plus 109 the money line. Canes and Rangers. Canes minus 119. And then you got the Celtics tonight, Doug, taking on the Cavaliers. They're minus 600 favorites. Massive favorites in Boston tonight. You can bet on that and plenty more with the Circa Sports app. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234. You are listening to the Morning After. We are in our Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour here at 9:19 a.m. Coming up on Balloon Party today at 10 o'clock. Jeremy Rutherford, I believe 10:15. Jeremy Rutherford will be with us talking about Drew Bannister becoming the permanent head coach of the St. Louis Blues. Doug, do you have any initial thoughts on Bannister taking over full time?
I don't feel real strongly one way or the other about it. I didn't get to know him very well, not being in it on a day-to-day basis anymore.
Even though you're still at KMOV and have been.
I'm not. I haven't been there in 2 years. 2.5 years now I haven't been there.
What this says to me is that if you remember his press conference, we all thought it sounded like he doesn't have the job. I'm learning on the job, and I don't know. It just tells me that Armstrong doesn't think this team's going to be that good next year, and just let him in there with the kids.
You think hiring him to an extension says the Blues don't think they're going to be any good next year?
Well, he didn't do much. And like I said, you listened to his press conference, I think he thought he was going.
Well, I don't know that this is an admission that they're giving up on next year.
Not giving up, but it's not going to be a great team. Another year where maybe we can sneak into the playoffs, but
I don't know.
That's just my thought.
I guess
I don't follow hockey as closely as you guys do.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I can't stay off the ice. Yeah. I think it's more like...
You're a rink rat as much as anything.
It could also be like the interest of other coaches of taking over a team that's kind of in a hybrid rebuild. You're going to get a 60-year-old coach who may only have 10 years left of coaching, if that.
Yeah. Well, there's not many NHL coaches that hang around 10 years anywhere anyway.
Right. Certainly not in one spot, but just coaching in general.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to burn 4 of those or 3 of those on a team that might not be competitive for a year or two.
I wonder if they even had a thought about Joel Quenneville.
I'm sure they had a thought.
I'm sure they did. Yeah. And probably concerned a little bit about the baggage from Chicago and a little bit about his age. And
also on his
recycling,
end.
Yeah.
Does
him
he
too.
want
Yeah. If you're Quenneville, I don't think you want to go back to a team that isn't likely to be a contender. Why would he do that? This is a guy that's hoisted a cup 3 times. And at the end of his career, he doesn't want to go rebuild anywhere.
Well, if you're a contender, you probably aren't getting rid of your coach.
Yeah, not usually.
So those jobs probably aren't open.
I'm not going 7-9.
Well, but you did. You did.
Often. Seemingly every year.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are some playoff teams that'll remove the coach. It happens every year.
Winnipeg's coach just retired today.
Yeah.
Saw that. So they'll be looking for, obviously, have a vacancy, and they're probably, based on the fact they made the playoffs this year, in much better position to contend than the Blue Note.
If you want to live in Winnipeg, you want to spend 6 or 8 months in Winnipeg,
Is that but like that's
They
southern?
call
That's
it
southern.
winter pig. It's so bad.
This guy.
Yeah, it's really, really cold and miserable.
But it's
in
southern
Winnipeg.
Canada.
Well, but it's in the plains there. It's cold in Winnipeg.
Let me ask a question. We were talking about AI earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There's another video that came out. I think this time it was, did the Lakers coach get fired?
Yeah. Marvin Ham.
Yeah, it was another fake AI video of the coach saying, yeah, fire me. When was the last time blah, blah, blah knew how to score a point in the fourth quarter? These guys suck. Is it going to come to a point where somebody's going to be a real video and they're going to blame it on AI? That wasn't me. Somebody made that up with AI.
Yeah, it's going to give people
I mean,
an excuse to
it's
do
really
that. Yeah.
getting out of hand, I think. I mean, maybe good for some things. But these fake videos are, I mean, there's people that think these things are real.
Of course. How would you control
And then the
it?
guy's got to go on and say, no, it wasn't me. It was a fake video. And, you know, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's where we are. That's the big warning that people have been giving, is we're not going to know real from fake here already. It's here now. You don't know the real thing from the invented from the phony.
Yeah, and it's like, you know,
I don't know how they're going to police it.
There's people, Hollywood people, things that have lost their jobs because of things they find, some audio they found from 15 years ago. Now, if that comes out, say, that wasn't me. Somebody's making it up with AI. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
I will say in the last year, because I feel like in the last year we've seen that these AI videos of doctored audio have become more prominent. I will say in this 1 year, I have gotten pretty good at deciphering what is real and what is fake.
How do you do it?
Vocal cadence.
Vocal cadence.
Yeah.
Just like that fake report that Dota made of me.
Yeah, right.
People
Like-
still think I'm in Channel 4. It wasn't me!
I thought it was real. I thought that was you.
Right. Like I think there are some things you can pick up on, and it doesn't seem like, and also you can't match the mouth up to the words.
Now, what about 5 years from now?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not saying ceiling is crazy on AI. I mean, they've only been making science fiction movies about it for 50 years.
Mhm.
You know.
I saw that app where you can just put in 3 or 4 words and it'll come up with a movie trailer for you.
ChatGPT kind of thing.
Right. And movie trailer looks like something that just came out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
just
would
unbelievable.
love. I would love to see like Mickey Rooney have Richard Gere's role in American Gigolo.
That's kind of out there.
That's a.
But those are the fun things I like to see.
Well, put that into an AI app somewhere and see what you get.
This is my apartment. Women don't come here.
Now, do we have tens of thousands of people typing in information to AI programs all the time to make all this possible?
The idea is AI learns on its own. Machine learning, artificial intelligence. So the more you use it, the smarter it gets. Hence why people are kind of afraid. The
Yeah.
whole singularity thing, Skynet, you name it, it's scary. But also there's some incredible uses of AI.
Yeah.
And we've been using it also for 30, 40 years.
You would think it might figure out how to cure some diseases and things like that.
Yeah, that's some of the possibilities. That's
Mhm.
why it's been so heavily invested in over the last 10, 15 years.
So why don't we make our own AI? Right
We're not
next to
very
the fusion.
smart, Doug.
Oh.
We're trying to get this tornado thing figured out, and once we conquer that in fusion, I
We
guess
need, we
can
need a
step in.
gun to get rid of the clouds.
Can AI last for 3 hours? Can we type in some keywords and then just put it in there, and then we don't come in one day, and the 4 of us are just sitting here, and the whole show's been done by AI?
Yeah, that is
Probably so.
We should try that one day. See what it looks like.
What if it's better than what we're producing, and then they fire us all?
They won't know if it's us or not.
But they'll know not to pay us.
Not if they don't know it's not us in there doing the show.
Well, they'll assume it's not us.
It was good.
so awesome that Doug Vaughn has come back to television.
I haven't come back.
Sure seems like.
I mean,
to the audience, I apologize. I'm a little. I'm dealing with some stuff at home, so I apologize that I haven't been in, and so that's what's going on, just for transparency's purposes. So I apologize, and apologize to you guys for putting you in a weird spot.
All good.
Thank you. Got to do some business. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher rework? The answer is yes. You certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com. That is the EDF Group, sponsor of Doug's Hot Take Mittens.
Where are those mittens?
Have there been any takes?
Not hot
There was a hot take earlier about getting a gun to shoot clouds and stopping it from raining. I should have had the mittens on at that point. No wonder my fingers got singed.
Check out Mentality today at lowtusa.com. Go to lowtusa.com. It's FDA-approved testosterone treatment, board-certified physicians who work with most insurance. If you're dealing with low energy, low motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, tired all the time, feeling anxious, moody, irritable, those can be symptoms of low testosterone. Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. We can help. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at, come get checked with Mentality online at lowtusa.com. I believe C.D. Longo and Doug Biggs are still in the Jennings Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship. I don't know if they have played their second round matches yet or not.
I think one of them has to take on Todd Callahan.
Oh, is that right?
Which should be a good match.
2021 champion, I believe.
And
Doug, who won in 2022?
I don't know.
Chris Heck, 2023, Dogtown Tie.
Flying Sibian.
Flying Sibian.
Who did he oust? Justin Boyd, I think?
Doug, who did...
I don't know.
I
don't have this committed to memory.
Office pool, though.
We never covered it at Channel 4, nor should we have. It's a Shishawali event in nature.
Did they have like rundown meetings, and would you ever pitch like, hey, there's a couple of Hoosiers out there playing golf in Madison County?
The rundown was me sitting there by myself saying, I wonder what I'm going to do today.
He and Cletus are one match away from facing each other.
Would you go to that?
Hell no, I wouldn't go to that.
Is there a golf match between two civilians that you would ever...
No.
That's a great question. That's a balloon party question.
Drive half
By the way,
an hour.
Jeremy Rutherford will be with us right at 10 o'clock on Balloon Party on the Drew Bannister News. But yes, Doug, two civilians, especially like,
civilians.
double-digit handicap.
Yeah. Would you ever go out and walk for about 5 hours with them and watch them
A couple
play golf?
people did that yesterday.
That's right. And we had a wonderful gallery, Jackson.
Oh, I'm sure it was glorious, but...
You're asking if I would do
you
that?
reciprocate?
No.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with this guy.
The guy at the end, Neil, you had left. We were walking off 18, and he said, my friends are going to ask what I did today. And I'm going to say I went to the golf course. And they go, how'd you play? And I go, I just watched guys play. And they're going to wonder what the hell's wrong with me.
Yes, they should.
It's kind of like going to the barber shop and just hanging out and talking and never getting a haircut.
Yeah, what if he'd spent those 5 hours researching stocks or something that could have really made a difference in his life?
You're thinking too big. Like, you could literally just tie your shoes consecutively for 5 hours and you'd probably get the same output.
Well, at least in the barbershop, you're talking to people. I'm sure all those guys were afraid to say anything to Tim.
Oh, they talked to us.
Oh, we talked. It was wonderful. It was a nice little afternoon. The weather wound up being great.
Yeah.
And tip of the cap, we were talking about this in the cart, Doug. Like, with all the rain that the area's gotten, how great a condition Gateway's in. That
Yeah, it was
speaks
fine.
volumes.
I don't think I hit a shot all day where I was near a water puddle or standing in water.
So you
None.
probably didn't need Carson Bath.
Well, probably did. But I'm just saying, as far as playing, it was fine. It was really nice.
Doug, I went to your match. I expect you to be at my match with Mr. Licks. That's from KGNO.
I'm not going to be there. I am so busy. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but man, I'll be busy.
There'll be nobody in that gallery.
Wedding Tackle's not happy with Chairman Kurt. Where are the social media posts from yesterday? There was only one. Is KG really worth hiring? That's from Wedding
gosh.
Tackle. Wow.
There's three.
Three?
Yeah. There are three. Video of Doug making a putt. Video of Doug walking off 10. And then the 16th hole where all the magic went down. Just a couple Sundays ago. So there were three.
No video of that, though.
No video of the actual event, but certainly a picture of the crime scene.
I know that KG was filming me and Licks before the match when he was handing me that poster of some no-name volleyball girls from St. Louis I never heard of, and had it autographed, and he was giving it to me. I know KG was filming that.
You were gifted a poster of a volleyball player?
I guess there's some volleyball league in St. Louis, and these two girls were volleyball, and he said it was signed by them, and one of the signatures was Ron Davis.
Is this Lexington Steel?
I don't.
Who's Ron Davis?
I've never heard of a girl named Ron Davis, but some guy's name signed, but then it got ruined in the back of the cart there.
Oh, no.
Well, he put it back there with their bag of beer, and there was a leak in the bag, and it all drained out onto the poster.
That's awful.
3 posts, 16 holes. Good work. Wedding tackle really down on Chairman Kurt. Doesn't he have another job he had to go to? I was stunned when I saw him out there.
I was too. I was like, "Who's out there getting?" I thought that you were taking pictures and posting them on Instagram, and then I was like, "No, that's KG." I
think he even walked all over the course to find us.
And he doesn't like work near Gateway. Like,
no.
Yeah, that's right. You're right about
that's
that.
like
man.
couldn't be more dedicated.
45-minute drive.
Well, he left here early to get some work done over there so he could take off of there to get out to the golf course.
So you're not happy with the work that he put in?
Oh, I don't care what he does. He works when he's here. That's all that matters.
I really care.
Seems like he's
Very
putting in a
important
lot
to
of
me.
social media work. That's where it's at today.
Well, the texter doesn't think so.
I give a damn what the wedding tackle thinks. If we're just gonna start,
What is wedding tackle?
I think it's penis.
Oh,
because I'm almost positive.
Is it like fishing equipment?
I think Jackson's right, actually. I think it came from a deer teacher.
Penis?
Yeah, it's like a British thing.
Oh, never heard of that.
Is this an effing joke with Strode? Nobody cares. Tim, what do we think about the Bannister disaster? Taking tips from the Cardinals? That's from Harrison's brother Master.
What did I say?
Come on.
We were all talking about golf and social media. What did I say that make it stop?
You didn't turn the conversation.
I didn't even
this time.
start it.
No.
It's some live reads. I think I did the live reads, and I don't know how we got it.
Well, I didn't interrupt any live reads.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying I'm trying to think how we went from Bannister to Fan Page Club Championship. Thank you to most of the dais for recognizing my commitment. Most. That's from Chairman Kurt.
I didn't say anything about your commitment. I think it was wedding tackle. I don't think he's part of the show.
Not that I know of. We've been duped before.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't
Flip
see it.
Wilson's not happy now either. Boy, it's all happening. KG didn't get a video of my hole 14. Big miss on his part. 195 to the pin. Left myself 95 yards for my second shot. Barely stuck the green and made a 50-foot bomb putt. Where are we on that one, Kurt? Wow, Doug, the patrons and the participants not happy with this.
Is that just a bogey?
He's got one cell phone out there to cover all this.
In all fairness to
14?
KG,
Par.
all fairness to KG, he wants to
Oh,
film.
my God.
Well, he wants to film things that people want to see.
Oh, now Flip Wilson
I don't
thinks I
think
hit.
people knew who you were.
Aren't you going to the concert with him tonight?
What's his real name?
KG or Flip?
Now I'm positive. Yes, you are. You are. So this is going to be an interesting combo.
That's outstanding.
What's his first name?
It's one of
Doug,
the.
is it in Flip?
I don't know why I asked. I know the answer. You are going to the.
Why don't you just give me the first name?
Well,
Not
you'll
the
find
first
out
name.
tonight when you socialize.
Give me the
with him.
first initial of his first name.
You just hazed his balls off here.
Is it
He's a
P?
big guy too.
Is it P?
He'll
Doug,
take
is
your
it
measure.
P? Is it Brian?
I don't know.
Is it P? Or is it N?
It's P.
Okay. I like him.
Oh my God, it's Pooh.
I didn't know who he was. But nobody knows who he is.
It's going to be an awkward.
I didn't even know who he
golf
is. I don't know who he is. Now I do.
Wedding Tackle says he was Herb's hog for a month or two, but it got changed back.
I don't remember ever changing that.
Harrison's brother Pastor says that he's on his phone again.
What did the Greg Lansky tweet say?
I don't know what
You
that
see
tweet
my-
ever said.
God almighty, it's sitting right here.
Total package says KG has to go.
Oh, stop it!
He hasn't even got. He's not even here.
That's right. He's already at his other job.
Because he didn't have more videos from a Shishawali golf match?
Nothing. Nothing of you. I didn't see anything of you, Tim.
I don't know what to say.
It's a miss there.
God, that was a lemming comment if ever I heard one.
Now, I thought he only posted these on the fan page, so how would you have seen them?
I saw it on Instagram.
That was on Instagram?
It was
Okay,
on
I
the
take it
gram.
back.
I just saw the one on-
I withdraw my
The
statement.
only one I saw was one talking to Doug. He was, I think, even at 10. He was talking about your chances. And he was, I suck. I'm not going to beat him.
Yeah, you were so down on
Your
yourself.
attitude is
and
so
you were
bad.
one
poorly.
down.
I played poorly.
Your attitude is so bad in this thing.
Well, I played poorly. I wasn't happy with the way I was
But it's
hitting
not
the
about
ball.
stroke play. It's match play. So who cares?
Well, I'd rather hit the ball well and lose than hit the ball poorly and win.
How about that, Iggy?
But you're not good.
I know I'm not good.
So why do you care?
Because I'm frustrated that I'm not better. I
I'm
should
not
be
good.
better.
I don't get mad when I play bad. I just
Flip
expect
Wilson-
to play bad.
Flip Wilson says, my name is Phil Elfrink. So if he gives his
Yeah,
name,
right, then, yeah.
and you are going to the concert with him tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
I invited you to DB's to hang out with us before and take the golf cart over.
Nice little invite.
Don't have to worry about parking. Don't have to worry about walking. Just there's plenty of parking at DB's. Come in, have a cocktail.
Well, sure.
Tell Corey we're ready to go. Bring that golf cart out and zip us on over to the Enterprise.
8 of you?
Well, it fits 6.
Iggy, there's a video of Tim yelling after Doug made a putt. It was super hot. That's from the Chicago Ginger.
Right. Yeah,
I didn't see that one. I just saw
I was in that video. I saw that one.
I only saw one. I saw the one interviewing Doug. That's the only one I saw.
Yeah, Doug rolled in like a 10-footer. I can't remember what hole it was. Snuck in right at, what would you say, 5 o'clock on the hole, Doug?
Yeah, right.
Perfect pace. Yeah. And then it just trundled. Maybe it oscillated.
Yes,
I don't know.
a little side door shoddy.
Yeah, you got your one oscillation to go in the hole. If I would have gotten the oscillation, I'd been down the hill 5 feet from the hole.
So I got lucky, and you hit a great putt and just wound up 50 feet short.
I chipped one in. There's no video of that.
Is that on 6?
I think that might be right, Jackson. Boy, you know your Fan Page Club championship.
Well, there was a commotion up by that green.
Was there?
As I was preparing to lay up.
There's no commotion on my part. I just said thank you and picked it up and walked away.
Right. You're too cool for school.
This is the Jay Wright of the Fan Page Club championship.
I don't get overexcited over anything.
No. When you've had so much success, just another chip in.
No, if I knock it in, fine. I don't get mad. I don't get elated.
Now, how about this from Dogtown Ty? I mean, he's the defending champion. No fooling. If Doug would have played the senior tees, he would have beaten me. That's from Dogtown Ty. Doug, did that keep you up last night?
No, it didn't, because I figure that's kind of baked into the handicaps. The reason I'm a 15 or 17 handicap is because I don't have much length off the tee anymore.
Well, if you'd have played from the ladies' tees, you'd have had less pops. You take pops away, that makes up for the fact you're teeing up closer.
Well, then I probably wouldn't have won.
They edit that in. So if you got 7 pops, if you played from the senior tiers, you probably would have gotten 4 pops.
Yeah, I don't want to do that yet. I may hit an age, and it may be soon when I want to do that, but I don't want to do that yet. It doesn't feel right.
Jackson's a god on the drops. It's incredible. That's a compliment from Harrison's brother Master.
Yeah.
Those are very rare.
Rats. I tried hitting a drop and I messed up.
Oh, God.
Rats is what I say.
Like that one.
Now we're cooking like gas. Thank you, Harrison's brother Master. We may be at odds at sometimes, but there's always moments of compromise.
Hasn't Ken thrown clubs and hit into groups ahead of him, but he, quote, doesn't get mad when he plays? That's from the 314.
Well, I got mad because I'm not playing. That's the fact. I want to hit a ball and I can't hit it because they're slow.
But there's never a reason to hit a ball into another
And I don't
person.
throw clubs. When was the last time you saw me throw a club?
I don't know. But have you indeed hit a ball into another group?
Not even close.
You haven't.
I thought you did.
I wait till they get off the green, then I hit. I just wait till they barely...
So you could hit them.
I wait till they barely get to the cart, then I hit.
The only thing I can speak to is number 13 at Gateway. I don't know if it was a Fan Page Club championship. I can't imagine it was because they were right in front of us. And there's no way that we're on a group's tail in a Fan Page Club championship match.
Hell no.
And I guess we were just playing one time, Iggy, and the group was, you were not pleased with the pace of play. They were walking off 13. You immediately fired the wedge from 95 yards. Now, he was aiming at the green. Unfortunately, Doug pulled it a little bit, and so it went sailing right to the players as they walked to their cart.
So I wasn't hitting at them.
Sure.
But you still could have hit it. You couldn't have waited 30 more seconds till they got in the cart and dribbled?
No, I was hoping I hit on the green, and they would turn around and say, well, he's quick. Yeah, quick. You too. Be quick. Quit plum daubing and... God, this new aim point thing, these people are doing that now. You don't even know what you're doing.
No.
You just see it on TV and you don't know what you're doing. Just putt.
Get angry.
Did you know that obviously you're trying to do that?
No, I wasn't trying to do it. I was trying to hit the green and I pulled a little bit. But
Well, my caddy, Carlos Spicywinter, says, I once witnessed Ken toss a club at Cam Jansen, which seems like a terrible idea at all times. That's from Carlos Spicywinter.
Well, you know that was for fun, right?
Doug's attitude was great. He talked more than you did the whole day at the 5th hole. That's from the 830 Recreation.
Well, you were walking most of the time. I was in the cart. So it's kind of hard to talk when you're in the cart.
How do you not talk if people are right there next to you all day long?
Wow, what is it?
Isn't it kind of awkward not to
He
talk?
wasn't next to me all day. He's caddying. He's walking.
Trees like a cryogenic lab. Yeah.
You say that over and over.
I mean, that's
in their heads.
It kind of turned into a Macho Man Randy Savage for some reason.
So when you have a caddy, you feel like you're kind of above them and don't speak with them at all?
We talked quite a bit when he was in the carts. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But other than that, he was walking. Am I supposed to ride alongside him on the cart path? What's up out there? Have a good Sunday. I mean, what am I supposed to talk about? He's 100 yards away.
No.
Remember when multiple witnesses said Ken peeled out of the parking lot in anger at the Fan Page Club Championship 5 years ago? Doug, that's from Scooter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were you mad about then?
I wasn't mad, and it was all made up.
No.
Where did you see me peel? How do you peel out of a parking lot?
Well, you peeled out of Norwood, went right onto the course.
I was going very slow. I wasn't peeling anywhere.
Can you peel out with automatic transmission?
Good question.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
You're going to go really fast.
yeah, hammer on the gas.
The Pope is now not happy. He says, why didn't KG get video of Tim and I behind the snack shop at the turn? That's from the Pope.
What'd you do behind the shop, Tim?
F.
Those wooden planks, they don't support much.
Yeah, that's right. But we're two smaller gentlemen.
Certainly.
Probably maybe like a combined 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it allowed me to get my stance proper to be topped.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yep. Jackson, how many times have you had to restart the drop computer? That's from Zach's wife, Gummy.
I reset it every day after the show.
Is that right? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, not an offense to Plowhawk by any means, but sometimes he would leave the drops open on our Adobe, which is the way we play audio and record audio. And if you leave it on there for a while, it starts to corrupt the files. And so if you close out of everything, it should, I don't want to say it always will, but should work better.
Dogtown Ty with more observations on Doug's game. I mean, this is the champion. This is like Tiger talking to Rocco Mediate after they spent 19 holes together in 2008.
How many holes it was?
Doug had no issues from 100 in. He's just short off the tee, Dogtown Ty.
Short game is better than it is usually. And I usually get off the tee a little bit better than I did yesterday. I couldn't hit the ball squarely in the fairway. My 3-wood.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing.
Now that I think about it, I was trying to think what happened.
Couldn't ever hit the 3-wood.
Yeah, you had issues off the deck.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's just hard. A lot of people don't like playing tight lies like bent grass fairways, where you got to hit the ball first. If you got, fairways that are maybe bluegrass or zoysia, you can hit a little behind the ball. Bent grass, no. You hit behind the ball, you're chunking it.
And that's what happened to me. I chunked a lot of them.
That's why sometimes at Gateway I'd rather be in the rough.
Well, it's not hard to get there.
Well, I didn't find the rough much on my drives.
No, as straight and as long as you are.
I think I
golf
missed
course and in the bedroom.
I think I missed 2 fairways. I really did.
Mm-hmm. You're a hell of a player to have been dispatched in the first round.
Did you say what a comeback? I didn't say I was a great player. I'm just saying that I hit the ball straight. I don't hit it far, but I hit it straight. Now, iron's a different story.
What's the different story?
I'm not teeing it up. If I could tee it up in the fairway, it'd be great.
Well,
if I got a trampoline when I played basketball, I'd be, Dr. J.
No, I'm just saying. There's a difference between putting it on a peg and...
Don't say peg.
Reminds me of 10.
So you're saying you'd be a better player if you could tee the ball up in the fairway?
I'd shoot better.
Well, wouldn't everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Tim said, what's the difference between the fairway and the tee box? Well, I'm using a tee, and I hit it straight.
I don't think I said that.
I think you did. You said, what's the difference? I said, I just can't hit my irons. She goes, what's the difference?
Well, we have a stenographer in the back, so pull up the transcripts.
No, he's gone.
We can't get too detailed, but we can say he prefers to be treated like a dog and also a toilet.
Oh. Prefers it.
Do you guys mind asking how wide these fairways are that he's sniping? That's from Long Balls.
Well, I think Gateway is very wide fairways.
I guess Long Balls is looking for yardage.
How far I hit it? Maybe 200 off the tee.
No, how wide, like what yardage, how wide they are.
85 yards on some of them, 90.
90 yards wide?
Yeah, there's some football fields out there.
Yeah, there's pretty wide fairways.
Like the par 5 13, even though there's a bunker out there, is about as wide as a fairway as you'll ever see.
That one with the serpent wasn't wide enough for me.
Number 10?
Yeah.
And even if you're in the rough out there, there's no problem usually, unless you're in the hay. But if you're just off the fairway in the rough, there's no problem out there. No trees.
Yeah, that helps.
Doesn't help the wind.
We didn't spend much time looking for golf balls. Still took us 5 hours to play.
Is that because you were just...
Two different gentlemen came out in carts. They go, "You Tim?" I'm like, "What am I, like I'm the boss on the golf course as
That's
well?"
right. Yeah, you run.
My God.
Yeah, you run the pairing.
Got to pick it up. And I'm like...
It's not much. Like,
Why do you got to ask who he is? If the whole group's not playing, you just go up and say, "Hey, guys, why do you got to point out one guy?"
Cletus and Guy passed us. Of course they were there. Every time we go golfing, they're there. They said, "We're going to go around yous." And they did.
Oh, they play every day.
Well, it's a good life if you can get it, I guess.
You'll be on the bag for Cletus. Will you be on the bag for him against Guy?
If he wins,
well, I understand.
That'd be a tough match for him. He's, you always want to win, but there's certain people you don't want to beat. I don't know if you want to beat your kid.
Well, and he knows that you charge.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah, $50. I think everyone knows that you charge.
Everybody knows that.
And that you take off the week after Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Doug missed one of those football-wide fairways. That's from the 8:30 Recreator.
Yeah. It went into the water where the serpent lay.
I always take a little 7-iron after the hole, have about 100 in. Decent angle.
Yeah, I don't like losing golf balls. And when we played that Thursday with me and Florida Flower and Cletus and Guy, I didn't lose a ball. And I hadn't hit a ball since September of the year before.
Heck of a player.
I lost 2 balls in my match.
Yeah.
It was both on the 110-yard par 3. Came up short, went in the water, dropped, hit another one in the water. And I said, "Pick it up. You're done. Good hole."
Okay. Nice hole, Bill. I have some business, and then we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. I made reference to CD. That's how we got onto it. I said CD Longo and Doug Biggs are still in the Fan Page Club Championship. That's what happened. That's my fault. If any of my family or friends are ever injured in an accident, I want them to call Doug Biggs and CD Longo at Longo Biggs Injury Law. For nearly 10 years, Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo have been recognized as the top 40 under 40 personal injury lawyers by Super Lawyers, the National Academy of Personal Injury Attorneys, and the National Trial Lawyers Association. Doug and C.D. are local, friendly, professional, and most importantly, they are excellent personal injury lawyers. If it's relevant to you, they're in the round of 32 of the Jennings Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship. They are online at LONGO. BIGGS.com. That's LongoBiggs.com. LongoBiggs.com. Schaefer Door Company is the sponsor of our 9 o'clock hour here on TMA. Loyal TMA listeners at Schaefer Door Company, that's for sure. It's SCHAEFERDOOR.com. You can call or text the number that they have set up for our audience. 636-782-3608. It's going to get you the quickest response time. They service all kinds of garage doors for service and new installs. They have Monday morning standby service for those doors that break over the weekend. They service commercial doors as well. If you run a business or warehouse with big, tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. Give them a call at 636-782-3608 or go to SchaeferDoor.com. SCHAEFERDOOR.com. Schaefer Door is a Clopay Master Authorized Dealer, and you should think about it. New sponsor on the program is Premier Construction. Premier Construction Exteriors. They do roofing, siding, windows, concrete, and more. Veteran-owned and operated, a hands-on contractor. They don't subcontract all their work out to other smaller companies and just tack on their profit in the end price. They can work with your insurance company on the claims for storm damage to your roofing, siding, or windows. They're building their brand, a small operation that wants the best and honest solution to revitalizing your home. They're located in St. Peters, Missouri, but licensed in Illinois and Missouri. Call Dan or Jay at 314-224-2543. That's 314-224-2543 to set up a free estimate. It's a $500 discount for TMA listeners, so let them know you're a TMA listener. You get $500 off. Find them on Facebook at Premier Construction Exteriors. It's 314-224-2543. And Illinois Recovery Center. We saw Chris and Eric in studio here on TMA about 3 weeks ago, telling the audience about the family plan, because if somebody checks into the Illinois Recovery Center, it's going to impact more than just the person who is going into the IRC. It's going to impact the families, and so that is a big part of their program. Embarking on the path of recovery is a profound journey of breaking free from the chains of addiction and actively building resilience. It's about tapping into the inherent strength within, acknowledging the battles faced, and emerging victorious over adversity. In this transformative process, individuals unleash the power of their recovery, realizing that each step taken, each challenge overcome contributes to a stronger, more resilient self. The IRC builds the unwavering determination to thrive beyond the shadows of the past. Visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com or call 888-472-9559. It's IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. You want definitive proof that God has created something? Take a look at Tim McKernan's golf swing one time. Heaven to me, that's an easy one because I had a dream about it last night, and it's kind of naughty. Dream date. He picks me up in his LeBaron convertible, glowworm blaring out of his 8-track player. We just drive around with the top down, both of ours. He puts his right man had down my pant.
Oh. Head, hand.
Holding me, just holding me. Then he starts to tug me, softly, slowly, trundling. It's trundling.
Process.
Yeah.
Trundling.
I unzip my trousers to free my love from the entrapment of my pant. With his masterful hand movements, I don't last long. Then it is my turn to return the favor. At the stoplight, we both just smile because we know it's time for some sweet, sweet street skeet. And by
What's
sweet,
that?
I mean I pour a packet of Truly on his junk, and I close my eyes and act like I'm reading Braille with my mouth.
Oh.
That's from a guy named Howard, and his last name Are-You.
Howard, are you? He's new.
And young. Bent grass. Chunky. Thanks. It's our number one Asian intern, Brian Henshin, a.k.a. ASMR Rapunzel 3. Now moonlighting as a caddy. I charge $5 per hole, or $52 for 9, $100 for 16. Okay, Mr. Tim, you've got anywhere between 100 and 240 yards left of the hole. Maybe take out the 9 wedge for this one. Swish, swish, chip, chip, putt, swoosh, bitches.
9 wedge. God, you know anything about golf.
Just made it up, Iggy. That's all. He just made it up.
No, he thinks there's a club called a 9 wedge.
Ciao. Shout out to the marvelous Mr. Piddles for that fire skelly this weekend. I tuned in Saturday and heard the September 13th, 2018 segment where caller Luke read a public statement announcing his breakup with caller Ashley. Terrific stuff. Right before that, while the Deus talked about Halloween memories growing up, Father Goose chimed in about a time where he threw candy at some other older kids and was endlessly chased around the streets of Southie. The story abruptly ended with Ken finding cover in a bush and getting peed on, which is eerily similar to the time he received urine outside of a married woman's bedroom. Either someone is being lied to or Ken is a real penchant for finding golden showers in bushes.
No, 2 different stories.
That's from Robert Sue, professional dater of married women and partially blind driver of cars on golf courses.
Oh, Robert Sue.
And young. I don't like losing golf balls, thanks. So number one Asian intern, Brian Henshin. This one time I hit a ball into the water. Then I picked up another ball and hit it into the water. That's it. That's the story.
Brian Henshin.
It was so bad you put in an email to repeat it.
Dear Ken, I hate to break it to you, but Stevie Nicks isn't listening to this crap. She doesn't want to hear about your dumbass cloud gun or the great putt you left 50 feet short. Rock stars don't listen to HD2 because they don't even know HD2 exists. Cover bands who only play Los Lonely Boys songs might tune into TMA, but big stars like Stevie are busy doing successful people things. Moving on, I just have to share a quick story. A few years ago, my neighbor and I were having some beers on the patio, He got pretty drunk that night and told me his deepest, darkest secret. He said that sometimes when he was home alone as a teenager, he would put on his stepdad's underwear, strut around the house, and then put the boxer briefs back in the drawer. Eventually, he started rooting through the laundry basket to wear his stepdad's dirty undies. Until yesterday, that was the weirdest and creepiest story I've ever heard. I repeat, until yesterday. Because near the end of yesterday's show, Ken admitted that people send him unsolicited photos of unwashed butt cracks.
Oh,
It's not
gosh.
creepy, it's gross.
Oh, you solicited that?
No, I don't ask for them, so it's not creepy.
But you get that.
Screenshot bandits again.
I have nothing to do with it.
Okay, well.
Oh. Hold on a second. Ken admitted that people send him unsolicited photos of unwashed butt cracks. Brown holes caked with leftover mud.
Oh, no.
Dirty, turd-filled cheeks spread wide open for the DM King to enjoy. The DM King.
Didn't enjoy it.
You did enjoy it?
Didn't enjoy it.
Well, don't you tell these guys to stop sending them to you?
Blocking.
Yeah, but they're friends. They think it's funny. But I don't.
Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like they're friends at all.
You were
So they're like, you have to like subscribe to a page that sends out this.
I guess they're still following on Twitter.
Always stank.
It's on Twitter. Wouldn't Twitter take that down?
No, Twitter, you can do anything.
Yeah, you can post whole.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You can post whole.
I saw who it was, and I
What the kids are
immediately
saying.
blocked that Twitter account.
Dirty, turd-filled cheeks
still
spread
going?
wide open for the DM King to enjoy. I don't care who you are. If anyone sends me photos of dirty cheeks, you're getting blocked. I'd even block my own wife if she pulled a stunt like that. And another thing, Iggy, you do not have to say every single thing that pops in your brain. Those are called private thoughts. They should stay private because some things are better left as secrets. Gatesworth, this creepy old ass.
Oh.
Some the JV golf coach.
Oh,
Our leader this month and our winner last month.
JV golf coach.
You think anyone is ever going to screw up? Hold on a second. We got an email situation here. My, what do you call it? Laptop, Doug?
Yeah.
You think anyone is ever going to screw up in real life and then blame it on AI? Kind of like how someone made tire tracks on a golf course when it was cart path only and then claimed the evidence was photoshopped? I've got a date with a married woman for Stevie Nicks tonight. Well, the first married woman who agreed to go with me 6 weeks ago dropped out last minute because she forgot they're moving into their house all weekend. And I guess their weekend extends to Tuesday night. I would have asked caller Ellen, but she never gave me her number. I asked Gigi Oakforest if she wanted to go, but she kept telling me to Venmo her money for an Uber, and I don't have Venmo, so she's out. Anyway, I put it out there on Facebook and had to sift through dozens of offers from dudes pretending to be women, sliding into my DMs before I finally got an offer from an attractive married female who wanted to go that I was 100% sure wasn't some pipe fitter from Spanish Lake catfishing me. It's Jen Whalen. You remember her. She used to work at the station. Well, not here, but she worked on this show. Well, not this show, but she was on The Morning Grind 2 decades ago. Yeah, you remember. I interviewed her last year when she was in town at the ball game. Well, by interview, I mean I commented on her Facebook photo telling her I wish I knew she was in town. She was confused by the question because she moved back to St. Louis 5 years ago. Anyway, I still have the Playboy that she was in, and tonight we're going to share a romantic 15-minute golf cart ride through the low-rise housing projects to the Enterprise Center. What did her husband think? I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet. That's from Buck Swope, but that's what we have.
That's the little email, Buck.
From the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling
Buck
email of the
Swope.
day.
Boy, how far back you have to go to find out when I
God.
said, welcome back to town.
Well, I enjoyed Brian Henson and Robert Sue. JV golf coach was good, a little vile. So I'm going to vote for Buck Swope. Buck Swope just got my vote.
Yeah, I was going to go with How Hard Are You?
Cool that off.
Until Buck Swope came
It's
in. Buck
Howard,
Swope was,
are you?
well,
His name was Howard, are you?
Rube.
That's what he said his name was.
I'm going to go with Swope.
Buck Swope is just shipped.
Congratulations.
The Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Jackson and I got to go to the hallway. Jeremy Rutherford is joining us in a matter of moments on 101 ESPN to talk about the Drew Bannister hiring. So that's probably within the next 3-4 minutes. So switch on over to 101 ESPN or to the 101 ESPN YouTube channel for Jackson Burkett, for KG in O-Town, DBA Chairman Kurt, For Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11.